Good morning. It's August 11th. We're here for Central Services. It's 8:31 and I see Cindy's online, so we're good to go.
Very good. Good morning. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Kevin. I will be there in just a minute.
You're all good.
Yeah, you're good. I'll get started. So I don't have anything on consent, which is nice. Fairgrounds, although I do have, I'll just start with this up front. So the short plat is done. The sagebrush, or I'm sorry, sage, but I can't believe I've forgotten what we call it. Speedway Flats short plat is complete, and that was the last item remaining to close on the property with the PUD. So the last real estate extension, or the PSA extension, was for the 15th of this month, so that's Friday. So we are set to close on Friday, which means I'll have to either have the commissioners together at the fair where they could sign, which might be problematic because it's not advertised, or if Barb can rubber stamp your signatures for a PSA, so that we can sign the closing documents. That'll work too, but that's coming on Friday the 15th.
Who's doing the closing?
Stewart Title?
Did we just pop in there and sign them?
Yeah, probably, and I can work that out. So, unless
Hey, Tom, work that out with Barb or Caitlin. If we do need to go to Mills Lake to sign it, we can do that. Yeah, just work that out.
Yeah.
So if you put it on the agenda, we still have time to put it on the agenda.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you're aware that was coming this Friday, the 15th, and that's the, so.
They can also send them electronically. We can sign them electronically.
Yeah, I can ask Stewart Title if they want to do that, so.
Yeah, that'd be the easiest way, because then nobody would have to go in.
Yeah, that's even better. I'll ask Fallon over at the PUD to make sure that gets done that way, and then it can be done, so. But it'll be nice. It'll be nice to have that behind us, and then they can actually get permits, so.
Yeah.
But hey, it's fair week. I've been losing weight since March in anticipation this week, not really. But Friday morning, also a fair. Jim and I are meeting with Danielle from All Play Systems to review the announcer booth at the rodeo arena. And I'll be spending a lot of time at the fairgrounds this week, supplementing the maintenance staff, helping wherever I can. I put a Facebook post out today. That's two. One was the weekly construction update for the RAB, and another one was just, hey, it's fair week. I'm going to be out there. If anybody wants to talk to me about all the different construction things we're doing,
Sure.
Come find me at the fair, so.
Yeah, I'll try to be at that meeting on Friday as well.
Yeah, that'll be good. So I'm going to move to the jail. I had a great discussion with our attorney, our GCCM attorney. The specific attorney is Perkins and Coie. But it's who we're contracted with, who takes care of all the legalities for the GCCM process for the jail. And we went through and reviewed how we did the RFQ for the architect and how we did the RFQ and selection for the general contractor, and how I wrote the documents. So Perkins and Coie thought it was great the way that I wrote the documents, and what it allows us to do is it assures us that legally, when we finish the jail, sheriff moves in, corrections moves in, it could be a year, it could be 2 years before we do anything else. We don't have to do another RFQ. The documents were written in such a way that it was clearly delineated that it wasn't just the jail, that there was a remodel afterward that was to affect the occupation of the Law and Justice building and its construction. So that's really great for us because we have an incredible team and we've built a great relationship with all of the contractors. So even after we move into the jail, if it's a year, that's okay. I don't have to go out to bid, but I also have the ability to reach out to the architect and the general, continue to work on design, budgeting, ask questions, and not feel like I'm asking them to do something they're not going to be compensated for.
Sure.
So we will continually have this line of consultants as we figure out what to do next, and we're square from a legal standpoint. So that's awesome. So let's see. On July 28th, Kim Allen sent an email to about 15 people regarding the transition to the new jail. and only one person had responded. I spoke to Crystal on Thursday, and then in the afternoon there was a response from Tyson Hill. And I think we're all speaking of the different issues from different orbits. Inmate movement, may not be that big of a deal to the sheriff, but there's a lot of stuff going on that the courts are worried about. And I think everybody's going to start talking about it. So I appreciated Kim's email from the standpoint that she said, look, we can't rely on Tom to tell us how we're going to do operations. We can't rely on Tom to tell us, how the new jail is going to work. She was kind of owning her own process, and she was telling everybody else, we own these processes and we need to start figuring it out, so. The other thing I did was I did reach out to Jefferson County's Superior Court Administrator, and they are more than willing to sit down with it or do a Teams meeting with their presiding judge and their staff. They're going to bring in their sheriff and even part of their IT team, and they can talk to our team, specifically our judges and court staff and clerk, about, hey, our jail's 12 miles away from the courthouse. This is how we do it. We've been doing it this way forever. We don't have any legal issues, People still sign and fingerprint and all of those things. And I think that'll go a long way to getting our judges, a lot more comfortable with what we're about to do. So anyway, so that should be coming in the next couple of weeks, I would hope. I asked Crystal was going to reach out to Maite, which is the name of the Superior Court Administrator in Jefferson County, and get something set up. So we'll see how that goes. So the central services and HR building, last week we discussed exterior colors. This week it's supposed to get painted. The color that everybody chose was Morristown Gray, which has actually got brown undertones. I'll wait for Cindy to come in.
Yeah.
Oh, she's on the phone. Morning, Cindy. So it is supposed to get exterior paint this week. You heard Kevin and I speaking. The HVAC contractor had decided it was not his scope to install thermostats on the HVAC system he was installing, but they are going to get installed. So, and it's not going to be on us. So the general contractors assured me that they're going to take care of it, and that's not something that we're going to have to worry about. So
I see them on the roof right now.
Yeah. So central services. So on kind of the legislative front, the 2025-26 round of cybersecurity grants from the federal government were just made available and announced in a NACO newsletter. Of course, we can't apply for these grants because we don't have an Albert sensor. So, and interestingly, I penned an email and sent it to NACO. Because I'm a member of the Technology and Telecommunications meeting or committee, the chair of that is a gentleman that I've gotten to know a little bit through our NACO conferences. He's the one that sent out the story about the cyber grants. And I sent him an email regarding, hey, this is why we're advocating for direct to federal grants, because we can't, our state conditions these grants on us doing what we're told. So, but his response was, thanks so much for reaching out. Your feedback is timely as we are trying to work with legislators on how to extend authorization for state and local cybersecurity grant programs as we speak. One of our key concerns has been how counties are being partially cut out of the benefits of the program depending on how their state administers the funds. So we're not the only ones. Our goal with the news item today was just to share funding availability notice, since FEMA is only giving states 2 weeks to apply, and states will need to mobilize very quickly to receive the 2025 funds. Let's absolutely discuss this further. Let me know if you'd like to connect for a phone call next week, and we'll take it from there. So I'll probably speak with him some more. On the heels of that, I was contacted by Commissioner Janet St. Clair from Island County. She was closing the loop on the Telecommunications Technology Committee. She wasn't aware that I was on that committee. And it turns out the state's only got a little bit of representation, a single member from Spokane, Kings, Snohomish County, and me. Derek Young put us all in touch. And so they were interested to know about the cybersecurity grants as well. And I'll look forward to meeting with them. On a side note, a segue into that with Island County. Thursday, I met with representatives from Merchant, McIntyre and Associates. And I don't know if I sent the county commissioners an email over the weekend, and I don't know if you had a chance to even see it or read it.
Yeah.
So they had a booth at NACO. It was really interesting to listen to them discuss it, and they have got a long list of counties, even on the West Coast, that they have worked with, and their sole purpose is to be that liaison between local government, specifically counties, and federal grant opportunities, cutting out the state. So, and if there's a grant out there that is available, they can find it. They have a lobbying arm, and they're in DC all the time. And what was really attractive was I spoke specifically about Boca and Susie. I was really thinking about her. One of my key questions was, look, is if you're working for us, are you forecasting these grants? Are you forecasting what's going to happen? You know, when we go out and get these grants and we assume that we're going to be able to continue these programs and initiatives, we have to have some kind of an idea when a grant's in jeopardy or when it's going to change or when it's going to be backfilled or what have you. And he said, that is one of the main things that we do. He goes, we're constantly in communication on the grants, so we can always forecast out and let you know, hey, this grant's not going to be renewed or it might be in trouble, but hey, they have this other one that hasn't been announced yet, but it's coming. So we'll make sure you're first in line or what have you. They're a turnkey solution for getting this stuff. It sounds really good, and their resume is impressive. But Island County was one of the ones they talked about being a success story with. So with the emails back and forth about technology and telecommunications with Commissioner Janet St. Clair, I also asked her, I said, hey, can you put me in touch with whoever's doing this with this company? And I'm trying to find out more about it. I think Jim Cook is talking to somebody in Umatilla, Oregon to find out. Dell is interested in this. I guess the angle I'm looking at here is I've been in multiple meetings with you and other departments where somebody says we need a grant writer. Whether it's accounting or it's public works or it's the sheriff or somebody, right? But I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you hire and this is me just thinking out loud.
Right.
I don't know how you hire a grant writer for the sheriff, right? Because they're going to focus on one thing. So here's a firm that focuses on federal grants, but will do it for every department in the county. And it's the cost of an FTE, so if you have one department hire a grant writer, you've got the cost of an FTE that's going to be focused on that department or maybe another one or what have you, but they're not going to be focused countywide.
Right.
And this does. So you've got more than one person. You've got a team that's doing this. I think it would be interesting to talk to other counties and see if it's really been successful and see if this is a way to offset future budget cuts or future budget considerations, federal opportunities. Every contract is a one-year contract. You can quit just about any time. So you don't have any long-term concerns as far as $8,000 a month as a retainer. If that's going to be for 5 years or 10 years, it's 1 year, and you can decide to continue or not. So I'm just starting that conversation with this to see if the board is interested in learning more about it. And I think some of our department heads are, and I'd like to talk to more department heads about it, if you're good with it. But specifically the VOCA grant for, when I brought it up for Susie, they knew exactly what it was. They knew where it was, what the reductions were. And they also had ideas on how to supplement that from other grants. So I was like, man, I really wish Susie had been in the room for this meeting. She may have asked a lot more
Susie,
questions.
the sheriff does a lot of grants. Susie, I mean, that's basically how Susie's office functions, because the county rarely puts money into her budget, so it's all grant. Well, and Dell has state money, but I would say Susie is probably our biggest grant recipient when you look at the percentage wise for her office.
Well, and don't we use federal dollars for a lot of the road stuff that Public Works does?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Dave Brand has been aggressively, because we've gone from 3 to 5 million to, I don't know, 12 or 13 million, 15 million.
Yeah.
But we no longer have full access to Dave. But No,
Well,
definitely would be
and
good.
the nice thing about this is they manage and they administer those grants, right? So you have somebody that's doing all of
And
the.
that's the hard part, is managing it after you receive the grant.
Yeah. And the other question I asked them was, I have to be assured that, you know, when we're going through our fiscal accountability audit, you know, with the state auditor's office, that I've got representation from your firm that's standing there, you know, to back up what you've done and make sure that we're, you know, doing what we have to within our own procurement policy. None of that seemed to bother them. They were fully on board with that. They say they do that. So I think it's at least worth.
We could
I
probably
think it'd
do
be a
it for
good
this
idea.
sewer system at the gorge.
Well, and that's one of the things I talked about. I said, you know, we're probably behind on funding for a new dump somewhere, a new landfill. There's federal monies available for that. There's always federal money available for infrastructure projects like that. So having somebody
And
that's.
Thomas Center Hub is a landfill, and our landfill, I think we've got 30 million set aside for the closure and the purchase of
Good
new
deal.
property. So, but yeah, it's always nice to have a grant.
Yeah.
And most of the grants for like the septic or the landfill, individuals can't get it. It has to go through a municipality or a county, some government function, so, or government entity. So I think it'd be great.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. So I'll continue
Do
with
they
that.
get paid per grant, like they charge
No,
per grant? or you
no,
just-
so because they can't, that's illegal, so it's a retainer. So they're $8,000 a month.
Okay,
Yeah,
seems a little excessive, because some of them.
well, they actually start
Quincy
at
has
10,000 a
ones.
month.
Okay.
And then they said for a new client, they'll go $8,000 a month for the first year for Grant County, but it would go up to 10,000 a month. But if you know, in that first year, again, and that's the rub, right? So let's say that first year they bring in 30, 40, $50 million. Was that worth the cost of that FTE?
They're bringing it in, yeah.
Yeah.
For some
So.
of the grants, yeah, no, it'd be good to look at.
So we'll see what happens. In some ongoing discussions with Kim regarding AOC and other operations of the clerk's office, she had mentioned how happy she was that they were using Laserfish as the document management system, and they went back and forth with Tyler, but refused to use Tyler's document management system. Judge Gwynn had sent out an email late last week discussing the change that they're making going to AOC's case management system. They're being forced, they don't have a choice. So they're gonna have to use Tyler's document management system, so they will not be using Laserfish the same way that Kim is, and that's gonna be interesting. And speaking with Keith, it seems like nothing has changed in that system. Kim mentioned that Laserfish has saved our bacon a number of times when Tyler's document system went down and lost data. It's happened multiple times. So she's, again, really happy that we're doing something in-house with Laserfish, but the district court isn't going to have that choice. So it's something that we'll have to be mindful of as they go forward in implementing their new case management system. So
Are they allowed to use both systems?
I'm sure they probably could, but that's a lot of redundancy. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know what that workload is for somebody though.
Well, that's where the Superior Court can use Laserfish, but district cannot.
Yeah, it's in whatever way the state is pushing, because the state is the one that's mandating it. So apparently when the Superior Court clerk's office went through originally, they weren't mandating it. There was still a choice, but now there's no choice. So, and that's due to the state. The state is
So
dictating.
Superior Court gonna have to do the same thing?
No, they don't have to change. They can keep doing what they're doing. It's just the way they're rolling it out for the district court. It just has to be this way. So, and they don't seem to have a leg to stand on, you know, so. Anyway. So again, I'm looking forward to Fair Week. The roundabout's going well. I'm trying to keep up on social media posts, keep the public aware. I don't know if you guys are watching those or not.
I was out there last weekend.
Yeah.
Kind of peeked over the edge.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
They're getting there, so it's starting to shape up, and I'll just keep going on Facebook. That seems to be keeping everybody informed. So, and the roundup, so the detour is still going well. the only concern we had when we got together last week and met with the city and the school district, I'm going to try and get some left turn only signs for the school from Rod up at Public Works. It's going to help them with their bus routing and parent pickup and drop off. And we asked the State Patrol, we noticed a lot of traffic coming down that Washington Way coming into town. And there's a couple of times during the day when that line is all the way up past the hospital. So we asked the State Patrol to increase to maximum the amount of time the green light is open going east-west across Basin Street. And they did that. They did that within a couple of hours of my request. So that green light is now staying green a lot longer. So you might notice that. When I came into town last night, I did notice that it was green for a long time. But so those really heavy periods during the day, a lot more traffic will be able to get through and not get backed up on that Washington Way. So we'll see if that helps. Otherwise, things are cruising. Public Works today and Dell is right after his meeting with you. I'm taking him on a tour of the jail along with some guys from Public Works. And then I don't know if you know, Jim Cook and Nathan both started their HPL today.
So does Caitlin, so she's got her opening. I am really excited to see Caitlin go through that because it's pretty exciting.
So they want to cancel their 9th.
Yep.
And that's why, because they're going to be in their first HPL. So yeah.
No, I'm excited.
But so that's good. So that's great. And
It does say that Tyler Technologies is used by the Washington State. Well, it says Superior Courts.
Well, so Washington State, yes, AOC
Yes,
and
they do have to
Odyssey.
use the Tyler Technologies, Odyssey.
Yeah. But apparently when it was implemented at the Superior Court and clerk's offices, there was still opportunity for local government to use their own document management system, which we did, and we used Laserfish. And that was painful. We had growing pains, but it's working. And I know that now that they're used to it, I think Kim's really happy with it.
Therefore, Washington State District Courts are progressively adapting and will ultimately be required to use the Tyler Technologies auditing system as part of statewide modernization effort. I cannot read this morning. So that is true.
Yeah. So we'll be mindful of that and see how that goes. And if they can use Laserfish as well, I just don't know how cumbersome that would be, really.
It would be a duplication.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully we'll see you out at the fair lots. Looking forward to it.
It's going to be hot.
Yeah. It's going to be
Cooling
awesome.
down
Today and
Thursday.
tomorrow.
Oh, I will. So sometime this morning before lunch, I'll bring in a annual leave slip next week. I'm going to take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off.
Good for you.
Yeah, well, my kid's getting
I
married,
know.
so this weekend was full of wedding planning stuff, and
Sure.
Fun times.
yeah. So I'm going to take some time off towards the end of next week.
Good. Hopefully you have good weather for it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, well, if that is 8:54. We are in recess until
9:30.
9:30, when we meet with the Commissioner's Office update. The Development Services update at 9 o'clock has been canceled. Good morning. It is 10:30. We are here for our Commissioners. What are we calling it? Our Commissioner's Office update.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I emailed you guys the pending decision spreadsheet on Friday for your work session later. I don't know if there's been any changes on it. You have no public hearings this week. You have a couple next week, but we'll talk about those when it gets closer. The information is also on the website too. Then review of this week's meetings. Did you guys have any questions or anything like that? Pretty slim. You said there was a health board meeting or a board of health meeting this week, right?
I believe there is, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But I let him know that I would not be there.
Okay.
And then Wednesday I have my meeting with Lef in the morning,
Yes.
10.
Yes.
And then I have my PCC burial meeting at 11. So I'll be over for those.
For calendar invitations, commissioners got the invite for the archaeology days at the Wanapum Heritage Center. It is October 2nd. This is the adult day from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So we're wondering if either of you guys were planning on going or wanting to go.
What do they do?
A lot of stuff. There's like, last year they had like basket weaving stuff and little videos about archaeology in the area.
They usually have a presentation of somebody came, like the woman from Kennewick that was found. I don't know how old she is, but kind of in the canal when they started the archaeological finds. So that was kind of interesting. They'll have some presentations, but mostly it's just kind of like kind of a heritage day. But I will not, my calendar will not allow me to go, so
Okay.
some things already going on that day. So I'd be a no.
I think we're planning on bringing it back next week to ask Rob, so if you need time to check your schedule or anything like that, we'll ask you again next week.
Okay.
For the employee appreciation barbecue, we wanted to get confirmation from the commissioners about that date. It looks like Barb has not received a whole lot of confirmation from the elected officials. She's got coroner has said yes, Judge Gwynn, Sheriff Crete, Kim Allen, Michelle Jaderland, MRM. I don't know what MRM means. Is it risk management?
Melissa McKnight.
Oh, that's it. Okay, great. The R threw me off. Okay, so she's got confirmation from those and the commissioners, but not from anybody else, it seems like. So she's wanting to check and see if you guys would like to still have it on that date, September 24th.
That's a month away, so I mean.
Well, I would be really worried if the sheriff can make it and really the other attendees, the other elected officials to show up. So I think sometimes they're there just in time to serve.
Where do they do that barbecue? Is it outside?
Right out here.
Out front?
Yep. We just need to confirm with Hub because they're doing the.
Yeah, no, I think we're planning on it. Nobody has said. Usually they tell us if they can't make it.
Yeah, I'd say just keep going forward.
Well, and the commissioners are the ones that started the barbecue, so I don't want to. So we kind of started. We've asked the elected officials to come help cooks or participate. Some are really good that help us prep, and some are just busy and don't make it over.
If you two feel comfortable with that date, then either Barb or myself will send out an all Grant County email announcing it, and then we'll contact Hub and let them know so that way they can prepare stuff for.
Is Barb gone? She hasn't been online.
She is out sick today. Yeah.
Okay.
She's sick. That's sick.
Oh no! I hope it's not that cough. Cough that never leaves.
That's fine. For the local GovU trainings, this one was another Barb one. I think I know what she was wanting to bring up. The on-call mailroom clerks are going to be receiving extensions on the due dates for their local gov trainings since they're not in very often, and
Oh yeah.
when they are in, they do the mail and don't have too much downtime after that. So Decorah can extend the due date for it. She's already extended Laura's, and then I believe Barb will be reaching out, or she has reached out to Decorah about extending Sally's, but they're just trying to get them done as fast as they can. I could not tell you what this proposed ordinance is for MAC. It was something that Rob got emailed, and I believe Barb sent it to the other commissioners, well, to you two. I believe she did. So you guys can discuss it later, but this might be something to bring back maybe next week when Rob is here, since he's part of since he goes to the MAC board meetings. I've got the email here. It is from the director of the Multi-Agency Communications Center asking about an ordinance similar to what Okanagan County has adopted that addresses the misuse of the 911 system. So people calling repeatedly without reporting an emergency or knowingly providing false or misleading information. These calls tie up limited resources and delay legitimate emergency response.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay. So we'll bring this back next week. Maybe when Rob is here, we can put it as a discussion topic for one of your guys' work sessions if you want.
Yeah, because it'd be nice to know what else they did as far as what the rationale was for putting that in place. And do we have that issue here in Grant County where people just call 911 for nothing?
They kind of do, but unfortunately.
Next thing is just a brief discussion. I forwarded you guys this email from Harriet Weber. She had a request for recording fees to go towards museum programming. I guess this is something she's brought up before. I know the commissioners control part of the historical preservation recording fees, and then the auditor's office controls the other part. So, you know, Daryl had responded saying that Michelle was on vacation. She won't be back until next week, but I wanted to bring it to you guys so that way you're aware of the request, and I will put it on the auditor's office update if you guys want that. I'm just not
Yeah, it's kind
sure.
of more of a budgetary, would go on our 2026 budget. But typically the county utilizes that. We can open it up so other entities throughout the county can use it, but I think we use that. Or Barb utilized it for some overtime when she was scanning, our office was scanning records. Damon used it. Well, he was supposed to use it for scanning all the building permits. But I think they were able to use it without, just in the regular hours, so there was no overtime.
We also used it to pay for Megan Greger, the consultant with the Laserfish stuff, since that has to do with the repository and all of that. So,
And that is a funding source we could use for the library, or the museum, the county museum. But yeah, see if the auditor can put it on their budget or on their update.
okay. I will, I'll reach out to Mandy and let her know about the request. I'll include Michelle, but she probably won't see it until she gets back, so. Last thing was just the Tourism Advisory Committee update. So I've got the draft minutes for you guys, as well as the social media report. There's nothing really big that happened, other than Harriet Weber being there to talk about she has this idea for a mobile visitor / tourism center for the America 250 celebration. She brought it up at the LTAC kickoff meeting that we had in July, and Rob and the rest of LTAC had directed her towards the tourism committee, since that's something more in their wheelhouse. So there's discussions about putting in an LTAC grant application for funding for something like this, but no decisions have been made. They'll be sending comments to Pam and Rochelle to bring to that publisher proposal review meeting that is scheduled for next Monday at 11:45. So those two will be here for that. But other than that, I don't know if there was really any other huge things. I guess, we've got window clings now for, to promote the app. I've got a stack in the office if you guys want any for distribution. But that's about it. Oh, I do have one more thing. I apologize. On consent this week is that request for Barb to DocuSign the Purdue contract. I know she was planning on talking about this with you guys today, but since she is out, I'll just let you know that there was just a little hiccup there. So I'm sure you guys saw on consent, it's already signed. Barb DocuSigned it. And it was supposed to be on consent last week. It did not end up on consent last week. And so it's on this week for the commissioners to just affirm that they are fine with Barb DocuSigning that.
It happens.
Do you have any questions or?
Who's doing this trailer? Is it something that,
That is the big question. So Harriet was talking about maybe finding volunteers that would be willing to drive it around and have presentations. They had talked about maybe tourism taking part in that, but nobody on tourism, made any commitments or anything. And then there was discussion about what would happen to the trailer after 2026, if it would become something for the Grant County Museum to use or something for tourism to use at conferences or something. And again, there were just no definitive plans, really. I think that tourism is planning on discussing it further at the September meeting, but I'm not sure. They'll be finalizing their draft budget at the September meeting, so that way they can submit their LTAC application. LTAC applications will open on September 6th. Yeah, September 8th, sorry. And then they close on October 6th. So they'll be open a little bit longer this year than they were last year. And we'll be using a nifty Laserfish form for it. I'm very excited.
And what were the dates one more time?
It'll open on September 8th, it's a Monday, and it'll close on October 6th, also a Monday. And then LTAC will be meeting on October 22nd, I believe, to have their presentations and review the applications, and then hopefully have a recommendation ready for the board to consider the following week, just in time for budget. So I'll be reaching out to Daryl here in the next couple weeks to see if he's got an idea of the grant funds, but I'm not sure if he'll know this early.
And they'll be online, you said.
Yep. And I've got it set up now, so there'll be the option to, so after I've got the application and it's got everything it needs, I'll click a little button and then the applicant will be emailed a copy of their application to have. So that
Okay.
way.
Oh, so they have it. So is this
Yes.
earlier than normal? It
It's,
just seems early. Are we gonna reach
Yes.
out to the applicants previously so they know?
Yep.
Okay.
so on that day, I've got it ready to go. There's a press release that I'll put out the Friday before. And then that day I'll send out an email to the people that were awarded grants this year.
Okay.
heard you guys had a visitor at your last meeting,
Which one?
Annie Fisher's son.
Fisher's son. At LTAC or at tourism?
at tourism. He was sitting in their room. Told me about it.
Oh. Not this last meeting, like the month
Maybe
before.
the one before.
Yeah. The only visitor we had last week was Harriet Weber.
Okay, must have been the one before then. He was just telling me how I could help, maybe. Give him some analytics and,
Is his name Scott?
yeah.
Tourism Open House, that's what he was at, that master plan open house, yeah. Oh, which reminds me also the next open house was originally scheduled for August 18th, but we're gonna be pushing it back into September. And I don't remember the date without having it right in front of me, but we're pushing it back so that way the consultant can get the Placer AI data from Jim after the fair. He just doesn't think that he'd be able to have it ready and
Right,
Okay.
easily digestible by the 18th, so.
yeah, probably not.
Anything else?
I don't know, is there anything else? What are we forgetting?
Wow.
Anything?
There's probably something sitting on my desk, I don't know.
I don't have anything else.
This might be the perfect opportunity to segue into, we probably need to wait for Rob, talking about the Grant County Health District becoming a department instead of a district. Maybe
Oh.
starting the discussion on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can put that for a work session next week if you want. Okay. Okay.
Let's see what I'm supposed to bring up. Went to Down in Desert last week about the green water enforcement issue. They just wanted a plan next time. Part of the problem was the homeowner did not, with the health district, that green water, the failed septic, they posted it on Facebook instead of contacting the HOA. So, or the health district. So I thought next time, let your people know, contact the health district. They don't monitor. And if we could work with code enforcement, to kind of put some teeth in that when they go in. Usually when there's an issue, the homeowner will help work to remedy it. But this case, nobody wanted to do it. So the health district actually paid to have the tank pumped, the septic tank pumped. And we get 75 cents, they get 25 cents of all funds in, it's per ton from, we call it the abatement fund from Public Works, from the landfill. But they said they can only use theirs for like trash abatement or for trash. And I know we've done some cleanups in the county, we'll go use that fund, do a cleanup and then use that abatement fund, but we have to reimburse it once that property it's either paid or we sell that property, it goes back to, excuse me. So I think maybe they could open that up so they don't really do a lot of trash issues, but where their abatement is more septic, so we could probably help them look at what that fund set up. Maybe do some changes. If it's possible. I would think that sewage is,
That's,
maybe not, maybe it's not
well,
a
it's
trash.
way more important than the trash that's on the side of the roads.
And I think somebody sent it to us. Get the abatement fund. If I can find it. No, just opioid. Oh, no, here it is in 2022. Oh, it's just the amount in it.
What was the fund number?
150. Yeah, everything I have is the opioid abatement. Yeah, so we might want to look into that.
I can look when I get back upstairs,
Okay.
see if I can find anything.
A little more.
Well, hello.
Hello.
What are you here for?
I'm just butting in, dropping this
Oh.
off.
Well, I don't know anything I can do with this.
And then, yeah, I figured you could. I figured you had a few minutes left, so.
Oh. On this, Gina and Nate Popovsky are in my breakout group.
You're all three in the same one?
Yes.
You weren't supposed to be.
Well, we are.
You might
It's
want to,
fine.
I think it would, you probably should. It's nice to
That's
glean
really
information.
exciting.
Well, no, it's nice to get information from other, I would say it'd be solo because you will get more feedback and you can, I think, as you delve into it, I think you can just open up a little bit more and not be worried that somebody in the county is going to,
I'll open up if you want.
but there's some things.
I already
like-
signed up to be a leader. I don't want to change
Oh.
groups.
Okay.
Well, so,
Yeah, we're not supposed to have,
well, sometimes you'll have one or two, but they shouldn't all be. And I had specifically requested they all be in different cohort groups.
Well, Jim is not in our cohort,
So
if
many.
that makes you feel better.
here, Tom. Yeah, there's so many of them.
There's
Yeah.
10, I think, 10 breakout
Yeah.
groups.
And some of it, what I gleaned from, there's somebody who does, like risk management, and she kind of, anyway, I just learned a lot from just our little breakout group, not really focused on leadership, but, they'll mention something like, whoa, back up, how do you handle this? It's just been, it was really good.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it'd be bad, but I just think there's a wealth of knowledge outside to,
And that's kind of the point.
Should we sign it?
yes, okay, yeah, if we're done with our update. Are we
Oh,
done?
yeah,
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
It is 9:54. We are in recess until 10 o'clock. We meet with the accounting.
Yeah,
I'm just doing the due diligence.
Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. We are
I can get you some
here
stuff.
with the accounting department with Mandy for a weekly update. Tom, you can stay.
If you want me to.
no, Tom, no, I'm just kidding.
Totally fine.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you had a good weekend.
Had a great weekend.
That's good. I have had a toothache since Friday and I'm dying. I don't know if I should go into the dentist or not.
Yeah, you do too.
Yeah, it's giving me this left-sided headache that's like throbbing.
Yeah, and tooth, it is, if it's an upper tooth, it's close to your brain, so you do not need that infection. They're actually very serious and untreated. And it can ruin your hearing as well.
Okay, well,
On a happy note.
yeah. Well, Michelle is out. She is in Belize,
Oh, nice.
being attacked by animals left and right. A lizard jumped right on her head. I was
Okay.
like, no, I'm out. that
They
would be.
don't, they're friends.
Did you go with Tammy?
No, it's her and Dave's anniversary.
Oh, okay. Sometimes they'll travel with our
Yeah.
previous HR director.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, they're just the two of them in Belize, and they don't extradite. We don't extradite to Belize, so I told her if you want to give it to Dave, now's the time.
Nice.
Anyway, so while she's out, luckily we don't have anything on the finance side for Tyler. We had that last week, and the most significant progress we made was getting all 25 data into Tyler through June, so that we for sure will be able to do our budgeting for next year in the system. So that's exciting that piece is done. And they are working on. They have a meeting today with Tyler for payroll, and they're doing their parallel tomorrow. So we'll know if there's any significant issues on the payroll side after tomorrow. So that's good. And so today's kind of a catch-up week for me, which is nice because I could really use it. And we are interviewing for candidates on Wednesday morning. Hopefully we have some good ones. I'm hopeful that it'll pan out. We had selected someone for hire, and they said they would start, and then a week later was like, no, we're not gonna. They declined the offer after, so we had to go out again. Yeah, which was disappointing because I'm having to do all errands.
It's hard. It's hard when you're
Yeah,
short.
it's very hard. So we did get June's financial stuff done finally and uploaded and sent out to you guys. Hopefully you saw those. I don't know if there was any questions on anything from June. Fair is going on this week. I'm hoping to take my kids, get to go do that experience. It's been a few years since I've gone, so I'm excited to go this year.
Okay, and I made a comment last week about Daryl does go to the fair too. I don't know if he does, because actually that is under him, the fair, the finance portion of that, when he's taking revenue in. So he will go out and meet with, because somebody's like, Jim, has it ever been audited? Jim, the accountant said to his knowledge, but Daryl will go, I guess, visually look or inspect. He goes in, and I don't know if it's every day but that, again, see, I didn't know if he did an auditing, but he does some component of it. So he will go in there and just oversee it, hop in the office and oversee what's going on. So I thought he was actually auditing it, but he's just doing a visual.
My understanding is they hire a law
They do.
firm to do it because
Well, it's not a law firm.
Philip Law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Law's his last name.
Yeah.
He's
He's
a
Okay.
accountant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
the
Yes.
law firm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah,
and he's done it
accounting
for
firm.
years. We've never had any issues. But Daryl will go, visually look at it. So the reason we were asking, he needed some internal parking because he has a hard time, but he should be able to drive right in. And then,
Good is the best. Yeah, I think the biggest risk there is for the vendors when they have damaged or no receipts, because then it's likely that maybe they've skimmed off the top and not provided their fair share. But what are you gonna do?
A
like
lot
I
of them
say,
are using cards now, so that's helpful.
What cards?
Electronic debit cards.
Oh yeah, and that's easier to audit too. Mhm.
but in Utah, what they do, and I think it'd be the easiest, so you could use whatever system you want. I think they were trying to move so that everybody uses the same system, but you have to give a receipt. They even have a garbage can. If we fail to give you a receipt, the meal is on us. And so even if you don't want a receipt, they give you one and they can throw it away, but that they have to record a transaction then, because sometimes they're not recording some of the vendors. Because they pay a percentage, that's a pretty steep
Yeah,
percentage.
I don't know what you do to skirt that without to have someone physically watching them for 4 hours straight to make sure that doesn't happen. That's not
No,
reasonable.
we actually we didn't. Our previous fair manager spent like $4,500 to
Prevent someone from
audit.
stealing
Yeah,
$5.
and
Wow.
her significant other was the number one vendor for the fair. I'm like, there's a screaming conflict right there.
The only way I think you could do that is work with a vendor like Stripe or somebody like that does a fairgrounds-wide financial system that all vendors are contracted, they must use. And that reporting for every transaction goes through the fair office.
Mhm.
That way you could audit it, but I don't know that you would get everybody to.
But on the receipt, it works pretty good, and it's
Well,
pretty simple.
Fair advisory committee members walk through and watch, or they'll buy something and pay cash, and they make sure that they put it in. So we kind of keep an eye on that as much as we can.
Like a blind shopper.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really, that's all you can do. As long as
But yeah, that receipt is pretty,
Yeah,
because everybody's gonna be after, if you fail to give a receipt, you get that free meal.
Yeah, I don't know what our policy is when they don't have a receipt. If they have to pay, I would imagine they have to pay a steep fee for not turning in that receipt at the end of the day, so we know how much.
Well, I think everybody has a receipt, you're just
Well, sometimes they lose them, sometimes they get damaged, sometimes their software doesn't put one out for some reason, and I don't, at that, what do you do? Do you pay them, do you collect $200? Do you collect just what they say? I mean,
well, we had
That's-
an issue with one last year, the year before. I don't think they're back.
Yeah, they got kicked out. I think they were kicked out in the middle of the fair, actually.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
They were asked to leave
Yep.
because of the heat.
Oh,
So,
that's unfortunate.
so yeah, we don't really mess around with it.
Someone will tell on them, usually.
well, and sometimes, when you make it obvious, which that vendor did,
Yeah.
so.
So,
That's unfortunate.
Anyway, but Darryl, I just wanted to, because I had some misinformation, but he does go visually inspect, he doesn't audit. But it is under his purview, so. financial component with a lot of cash. So that's all I have. Anything else, Kevin?
No, it's gonna be hot out there today and tomorrow, so.
Well, I won't go till the evening time.
Well, it is 10:08. We are in recess until 10:15 when we have our youth services update. Sorry for the wait. Good morning. It's 10:15. We are here with Swahil for the juvenile court and youth services update.
Good morning. Just as a quick reminder for this week, since it's Fair Week, we're gonna have no booking restrictions. So that means that any juveniles that are here with gross misdemeanors, we're gonna get them. We also did have a conversation with our new prosecutor. The plan is hopefully that they will be giving bail to these kids that are arrested, hopefully either at the fair or before the fair, to help with some of the safety concerns. And then also, we are collaborating with the sheriff department. My probation counselors are gonna be kind of roaming around the fair since they know our juveniles who has warrants or not. We're gonna be collaborating with them to hopefully get kids that have, the juvenile matters that have like a warrant or things like that, that we can take care of them.
You mean pick them up at the fair?
Pick them up at the fair, or we even give them a list of the current warrants that the juveniles have before the fair, like a week before, to the sheriff, to hopefully they can get some of those kids, but I haven't seen them,
So I'm curious, was the individual that was at the fair last year that created a problem? Was there a warrant for him? I know he was not from Grant County.
He was actually from Chelan.
Okay,
But he just recently got released from JR from Chelan County.
okay.
So, but some of them we actually do know. So we're gonna be on the look for them. And the probation counselors, like I say, they're gonna change their shifts. So they're gonna actually be doing, nights and walking around with the sheriffs. So that was really good. So
When I hate to feel like we're targeting people, but I just think we have no room for
yes,
error.
I
in
think
this
we do have to be
situation.
proactive, yes.
Thank
I
you for
agree. No,
the
yes.
changes you've made too.
No, and thank you for allowing us to do that since we have to change the booking restrictions, but yes. And then just so you guys know, I do have 3 contracts for August 18. And they're regular contracts that I have is like every year, we have to renew them. So they're coming your way for the consent agenda. And then I was also gonna ask if we can have some of the executive session for, I guess I will say for an employee discussions that have to be private. I don't know what
Okay.
RCW can go
It
on
will
there.
be disciplinary matters probably. How long do you need?
Probably 5 minutes.
Okay. Thanks, Kelly. We will go into executive session for personnel disciplinary matters, RCW 4231.10.1F, 5 minutes from 10:18, we'll go to 10:23. Caitlin, do you want to put us in or do you want us to do it ourselves?
I got you.
Okay, we are out of executive session. We are going to extend another 5 minutes. So we will be coming out at 10:28.
Me, so I don't know. if
Okay,
you
it is
guys have-
10:28. We are out of executive session. There was no decision made that needs to be made coming out of executive session, and no decision made in executive session.
Hey, Caitlin, can you hear?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
Yeah, I can't stop. I can't get the video to start. It says because the host has stopped it. So stop it.
Really fine. Well,
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it is 10:28. We are in recess until 10:30 when we have our renew update.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Yes, thank you. Sorry to give you guys that,
No, totally
but
fine.
I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Are we still getting
I'm sure
recorded?
we'll hear about it. We would
Are we
have
still
heard about it
getting-
anyway.
I think we're still recording.
I know.
Yes, you are still on. I'm scared to turn your camera off now because I think that it might take it away again.
It is 10:30. We are here with Dell from Renew for our weekly or bi-weekly update. Welcome, Dell.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Living our best lives.
For sure, for sure. So I just had a couple of agenda items. The first thing I wanted to update you on was on Thursday morning on August 7th, I did an all-staff meeting with our team for an hour at the Civic Center in Moses Lake. And the purpose of that was to share out from what's occurred in the department from January until June. So we went through accomplishments that have occurred and gave some updates on the capital projects we've done. We started with the vision, mission, values, so I have everybody repeat that in unison. We do that at each of our team meetings when we're together, really uniting around that vision, mission, values. And then I showed the video from Brian Williams for our August motivational moments, which was titled Be the Team Member Others Want to Have. I like to do some kind of hype video right at the beginning of the meeting, so I think that's helpful to draw everybody in. And then just some of the highlights as far as the accomplishments that we went over. We implemented Elios, which is an AI technology that all of our clinicians are using now, so that their documentation is completed. And as an update on that, now we have 97% of our documentation complete within 24 hours of a visit. So that's a big deal, and it really has helped the clinical staff get their documentation in on time, and it's appropriate to our audit standards as well. So big improvement there. We have we're ready to deploy the on-call client portal. So if you attend medical appointments and you have your like M-chart or K-chart where you can go into your portal and access your appointments or see documentation, we have that ready to deploy, like I said, but our rollout's delayed. Legal team is still reviewing the Apple developer agreement. And so we're just waiting for that. And we're being patient with that process. We want legal to feel comfortable with the IT aspects of what the agreement entails. And so Rebecca is going to take another month to review and then provide some feedback for us, so which we're okay with. I just want to make sure that you're aware of where that was in process. We also created this last half of the year a clinical dashboard. So instead of just the managers and supervisors having access to the staff productivity and their caseloads, now the staff can go in anytime and see who's on their caseload, see who they need to schedule appointments with, and they can in real time see where they're at with their productivity. So they know if they need to gain ground or that they have access to that instead of just waiting for the meeting that they have with their supervisor or manager. It's been an effective way to help them be involved in the work on a daily basis.
So if their productivity is down, will their...
Yeah, so we start to drive that throughout the month instead of just waiting for the meetings, and so they can open it up and see where they're at and schedule other appointments if they need to.
So how is productivity? Because before, when Jill came on, we had a lot of cancellations. So you were maybe at 10, 20, I'm sorry, 20 or 30%. It was very poor.
You want me to say it publicly? I'm just kidding. It was like 20 to 25% productivity across the board.
Wow.
And driving this process has been very difficult. Other programs I've worked in, the minimum standard was 50% to 60%, understanding you're going to have no-shows, cancellations, but you're expected to have a full schedule scheduled out. And but we're regularly now right about 50% productivity across the board. So the processes we're putting into place are working. I'd still like to see improvement in that area, but we're getting more consistent where behavioral health types of services should be based on the populations you're serving. So.
Well, I think you put into place that you could reach out and call them if they didn't show up for an appointment.
Yes.
I mean, at least.
Yep. So as a part of that, we're trying to convert 15% of cancellations and no-shows to a same-day virtual appointment. So if someone's calling to cancel because they can't get to the appointment, then we're offering a virtual service to say, hey, this could be offered to you virtually instead of having to come in. And so we're trying to convert those, and then no-shows we're trying to follow up with the same day so that we can offer a virtual appointment and be flexible to that if we can still keep the appointment in some way.
Well, if they're like 15 minutes late, could you call them, or 10 minutes,
Yeah.
5, 10, and then just say, are you free for an appointment right now?
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the process that we've implemented this last half of the year. So.
And then just do it on Zoom or something.
Yep. Yeah. That's worked out pretty well for us.
Well, and I know you have people that would like to jump in on the when you have a cancellation. Because they
Do we
were
have
on
a
the
wait list?
list, yes, because it's way out there. And they did get called, but they had like 30 or 40 minutes and they were from out of Moses Lake area. But they did say they appreciated the call, like keep me on the
Yeah.
list, but I just can't get there in that amount of time.
So for those individuals, that virtual offer is helping. Some still don't like that per se. They still want, they'd rather have the in-person visit, but that is one of the
I
challenges.
think it was
we
for an
have.
intake. Is that
Yeah.
an intake?
Yeah, that's one of the challenges we have is if they're coming from a distance, that they're like, well, it's only 40 minutes. And so it's sometimes too short of notice for someone to come in.
Yeah.
But we do work those wait
Because
lists.
we do have some outliers there in the
Yeah,
county.
we do. We do. Other programs, we expanded our substance use treatment team this year. We had 3 additional positions and there's another one on the way. So that's great movement there. Our assessments for substance use treatment were out 2.5 months and now we're within 3 weeks. So that it's improving, it's getting better there. Grand Coulee Kitchen was completed. We had that renovation on the kitchen there. So now that building over the last 2 years in Grand Coulee has had new paint, new flooring, new kitchen, and now we're going, we've already gone out to bid on the exterior paint, and that will, that's already contracted, so that work will start pretty soon. So that building, as far as what it can be, will look pretty good. I think in the next couple of years, we want to be thinking about what the future plan is for that building, but
That's the building across from the hospital.
yeah. I think vision-wise, I could see us doing, using the same lot and doing, if you've seen like what Confluence has done on Yonezawa or kind of like what Quincy Community Health, there used to be a modular clinic. So that you can customize the clinics, but it's a pretty efficient way to have a nice clinic that's brought in the puzzle pieces or whatever. So looking for some different things we could do just on that same foundation. It's not a mobile home. So, and to have some growth up in that area at some point. But for right now, I think it's going to get as nice as we can make it
Good as
look.
it's gonna get.
Which is good. So I already mentioned the Grand Coulee paint's currently under contract. Quincy remodel, we're working on the bid for that to go out. Our roof in Moses Lake, that's currently in process. Moses Lake site, this is pretty interesting.
Is this the big building?
This is not, yeah, the
Okay.
main building.
Okay.
Is that, and I was not here when the building was built, so I have no idea.
It was before my time, but
Yeah,
we were promised that we had the ability to, and it came back, that we
Yeah.
could add up on, I think, take the library, it was the library, and kind of go out from there, and apparently
Yes.
there was a little false information we
So
received.
when I first came on, I started thinking, gosh, there's a lot of people that have headaches, like the people don't feel well or congested. And sometimes I'll come in the building being completely fine and feel congested all of a sudden when you walk in and you notice there's like dust particles on people's desks and stuff. And people have asked me, can you have the HVAC or whatever cleaned? And so when I go ask for that, I think it'd be our maintenance team coming through and doing cleaning of all the vents,
Mhm.
just like wiping things down. And then I learned, no, HVAC cleaning is actually a capital project that people come in and clean all the duct work. And so I was like, that's what we need. So last year we had someone come through and do that. And we learned that there were only, I think, 2 filters. And so you had like your uptake. So everything was being pulled in, but then spit back out somewhere else. And so if you go through the duct work, there's little notches where you could have filters, but you don't have the aluminum sheet that goes across to put a filter in. And so there's 53 opportunities to have filters that are not there. They were never like put in the building, never in there. So this project, we had the duct cleaning done last year. We now have the metal inserts to put the filters in, and now we are going to have 53, 56 filters that'll get replaced, and so that issue should stop.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
great.
don't know why that would have been something done, maybe to save costs, I don't know. But
I just don't see the
Somebody
county,
has
it probably forgot or just wasn't
Cut
included in the
corners
bid.
and got away with it.
I know, it's like, okay,
The building was here prior to me.
yeah, no. Beautiful bones, the building's terrific. It just, some of these interesting things of seeing, like, that's gonna help with the air quality tremendously.
Yeah, it will.
So I appreciate your willingness to have these projects to really get working on these things. Quincy HVAC was completed, Quincy duct cleaning, that's completed, and the Quincy, the projects there have been completed. We still have a renovation project that we're wanting to do there. So that's what we reviewed with the staff. We reviewed where we're at currently financially. Year to date, we're at 9.5 million in revenue. We're at 9.2 million in expenses. We have about a $300,000 net profit. Some of that's due to some of these capital projects, but also we're still waiting on contracts to come through on payments on funds, so that revenue will improve as well. Then I moved into the news on the big beautiful bill, and I just did the overview that Washington State put out for all Apple Health consumers. And over the next 10 years, it's projected that 200,000 to 320,000 individuals statewide will lose Medicaid. And right now, from our financial pie chart that we show the staff, is that 95% of our business is Medicaid. And so over the next 10 years, we really want to look at changing our model of business and moving to more of a 70-30 split. So you have 70% Medicaid and are doing more private insurance, self-pay, taking a look at the different funding models there, and also grant opportunities that can help serve the underserved populations or those that don't have Medicaid. So we're going to be actively seeking some of those opportunities.
What are you currently at?
For Medicaid.
Mhm.
95% of the business is Medicaid.
Okay, 95.
The biggest loss we'll have from Medicaid is that those that are currently undocumented, they receive Medicaid, that we've been serving, won't be able to have Medicaid. And then back in 2014, when Medicaid was expanded, it took on a part of the middle class as well. And so those individuals now be required to work 80 hours a month of work to maintain their Medicaid. So it'll be really important that our staff pull the Medicaid reports every single visit, so we're ensuring that people are eligible at the time of service and every time that they come in. So while we're going to have impacts, it says a transition over 10 years. And a positive thing being in Washington State, I think our individuals will be protected as well to ensure they're able to still access the services that they need to. The only other, so once we closed that meeting, we had the staff come back to the Moses Lake site, and we did just a data walkthrough. So we had posters of each of our strategic initiatives with the measurements so they could see what we're doing. And then they had opportunities to give ask questions or give any type of feedback that they felt. They were able to turn in a form. And then we did a staff survey at the end of the day, asking if the meeting today met their expectations and if food met the expectations, and trying to just get some feedback that way. And 90% of the staff either strongly agreed or agreed that the 2-hour event met their needs and met what they felt like was expected of the day. You're always going to have some complaints or some issues, but I appreciate we're seeking the feedback and we're trying to improve based on what the staff are saying. Then the last thing is just before I end, I'll be back at PMRT today to review the crisis expansion, and this is based on the state changing their model to a mobile crisis unit, and that has to be available 24 hours a day.
If you want to call.
Oh, I'll be here.
Versus drive over, we are totally fine. I'm sure Kevin, I just understand the drive and.
I'm not gonna go back. I'll be at the Afraida office and then I can.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
just come
sorry.
over.
Where some of these, with Susie, we keep her here for a while and
No.
then like, I think it's more important. Okay.
Yeah, no,
You have it.
I'll just go to the Afraida site and work from
Okay.
there, and then I'll come back for PMRT at 1.
But if something like that does happen, please let us know
I will.
because we don't always, when we're looking at the calendar, don't,
Yeah, I
like, hey
understand.
guys, can I switch something down? And Caitlin's
get it.
amazing getting our calendar.
Absolutely.
She's really good to work with.
And as far as upcoming schedule, I'm taking our daughter, well, our family's taking our daughter to Utah State and Logan to move her in this weekend. And then, so I'll be out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, return Thursday. So
Fun.
that's it.
Well, enjoy your trip down there.
Yeah, will do.
Okay, it is 10:45. We are in recess until, excuse me. Oh, we have our commissioner work session. I guess we roll right into our commissioner's work session. We don't need to go off. Thank you, Dal.
Yeah. Enjoy your work session.
Enjoy
Yeah, thanks.
Utah.
Will do.
And there's always cookie places. What? I have some favorites. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Twisted Sugar.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of my
I've heard that
favorite.
one.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. Logan's beautiful. Have you been, I don't know if you've been down to
Logan's north, right?
Yeah. I, because it
Other than driving
it's out
through.
the busyness of Salt Lake Valley. So it's fun. So happy that she's going.
Yeah, no, I enjoy the
Fun.
food.
Yeah.
I like to eat my way through Utah.
All right.
Thank you, Dal.
Thanks, Dylan.
Oh, and Dell, I forgot to tell you, thank you for your kind words. Our coroner was really impressed. It's like, that was so nice of Dell to seek me out, and just, so thank you. But yeah,
He's
Craig
so
is always
positive.
so upbeat.
So
and,
upbeat. And that job has to be just terrible.
he has had, when he's come in here, it's like, hey, I've got some things, I've got to go talk to a new mom or,
Yeah.
go address
there's
something with
no-
the family.
There's no end to it.
No, and
And
it's,
that's not to take away from what the sheriffs do. That's terrible too.
Oh, yeah.
But the coroner to always just smile, be upbeat, positive. We can all learn from that.
yeah, no, he really does. He sees a lot of depressing situations,
Yes.
so thank you. Kim did reach out. We do have happy people. It's Jean Steele. I was thinking it was Jean King, Jean Steele. And so she has invited us to participate in some of the training. She's actually pretty hilarious, and her trainings are really good. It's kind of customer service. So I think we can work with Kim.
Everybody could use some of that.
Yeah, no, it's just good how she spoke at WASAC. She was one of the big group speakers. And Renew has had her over because she attended the barbecue. I met her, like, she's just a lot of fun. Very energetic and just really. So we should work with her. Happy people.
It's always better to be happy.
Is Carrie here, Caitlin?
Yes, she is.
Okay, I have some questions on that grant. Well, I know it's held for a week, but I would just like some information on that before we vote on it. Is that does it need to go? Actually, if she's here.
She is online right now. I'm promoting her to a panelist.
Welcome, Carrie. How are you?
Hang on, she's having microphone problems.
Muted me, and so let me turn this back on.
Okay. We can hear you.
Okay. What was the question, Cindy?
Last week you had a breakdown and we held it for 2 weeks because Rob was gone this week. The breakdown of the funding from, I'm trying to think,
The CHG grant?
CHG.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that what they received last year? Because Susie was delighted that her increase had been more.
Right. The city of Moses Lake did not apply for it this year. And so there was extra funding to distribute between Susie and Hope Source.
Okay, and then, why did it not go to the Housing Authority?
They get the majority of it. They get over 3 million out of that 5.
Okay.
And what Susie and Hope Source gets is the emergency housing category.
Okay, so that was the only portion that they received. Does the Housing Authority not have emergency housing?
They do not qualify to receive that category of the benefits, but they have the HEN category and the what is it called?
Then the Hope Source, it's used just in Grant County. We're not using it in other counties.
Correct. I actually have, the agreement is still with the prosecutor's office,
Okay.
waiting for them to add that clause into it. I emailed Rebecca last week,
Yeah,
asking
she's out. She's not out. She said it's gonna be probably 3 weeks before she can even get to some of them, some of these
Yeah.
items. So that's,
Well, I had emailed her last week and asked her if there was something I could help with. And she said if you could just put in some verbiage and then they could just tweak it as they need to. So that's what I did, and I sent it to them, but I haven't heard back.
okay, and we did talk about, I think Tom brought it, somebody brought up if we have contracts that are side by side from last year's, this year's, if we could actually, it would expedite, if we could go through and highlight the changes, if there are any, and so Rebecca can just, instead of her having to read through it, she literally could do a quick look at it.
Right.
Wanted to take the time to do that because it would significantly.
Well, there's another issue with the grant. Last week I got an email from Yakima County about the verbiage. The grant manager for that specific grant sent out just a regular email highlighting a change in the verbiage for the reimbursement process. Basically, they are saying that in order for Commerce to reimburse, the subrecipient has to show that they've paid for those services. The county has to show that they've already reimbursed the subrecipient before they can apply, before they can submit for reimbursement from Commerce, which is not how it has been in many years. And so Yakima had a meeting with the director of Commerce last week, and when their person gets back from vacation, they're supposed to email the rest of us as to an update. And I know the grant manager, one of them for that grant, is out, I believe, until next week as well. So basically, Commerce is wanting us to reimburse the nonprofits before we submit for reimbursement from Commerce.
See, and I thought we did that. That's why our grants were in the negative. Sometimes we'll end our year with the grants in the negative.
No, what we do is the subrecipient sends us their reimbursement request, and then because we have to do the A-19 for reimbursement with Commerce, and you guys want to see that A-19, we submit to Commerce, but we don't actually pay the subrecipient until we see that money from Commerce first.
Okay, is this something that if we're slowing it down, because I know Housing Authority on some, they do wait. Well, I think some of them, they didn't get the report done, so the Housing Authority sometimes had to wait. Is it necessary that we see, the commissioners see the A-19? Do other counties, do they submit them? Does Yakima County submit their A-19s to the county commissioners for?
Some of them will, and others, they can do the A-19, but just print it and not submit it to Commerce. But it just kind of confirms that, you know, we're going to get reimbursed. If we've already paid the subrecipient, it gives us that confirmation that it's going to be, you know, approved and paid for by Commerce, and then we aren't in the hole if Commerce denies it for any reason.
Yes, but is there a reason where it has to go to why we're sending it to the commissioners for that reimbursement?
That's just how it has been done.
I'm wondering if we could, let's have more discussion on that, because if we could skip that step unless we need it. And I don't know if we need it because we signed the contract. If we need to review it, or if we could, because sometimes that'll add a week to 10 days to getting that submitted directly to Commerce, if you have to wait for it to be submitted to the commissioners.
Well, Yeah, I mean, it's always gone through, you guys have always approved the reimbursement before we go any further. So what happens is, a lot of times for me, I can submit that A-19 and all the documents for reimbursement to Commerce. I have that payment back before the commissioners approve.
Okay, so you're not waiting on us. That's what I was
No,
clarifying. Okay, perfect.
no. If I have that money back, that reimbursement back from Commerce, then I will go ahead and submit for reimbursement to the subrecipient.
Okay.
But what Commerce is wanting now is the subrecipient and the county to provide verification that they've already paid for
Okay.
those costs and then submit for reimbursement. So we would have to provide some kind of general ledger
Mhm.
showing that we paid the subrecipient for the costs already.
Okay, and just a different, okay.
Yeah, they've changed it. So we're waiting on that to see how that's going to work.
Okay, thank you, Carrie.
You're welcome.
Are you here for our update? Just a minute, let me look at I'm following along.
Next in line.
Job description updates. We have a thing about job description updates.
And we have a couple.
We talked, yeah, 2 were submitted. I think one was Barb's, bringing her back to clerk 2 since she doesn't have, isn't supervising she's no longer like a office supervisor, office manager. And then the other on Tony. And I'm, on that, it's a pretty big jump on, because he's not that core navigator. He's not supposed to be, that is an independent person working independently. He has no direction over that, but he does have I don't know if there's a clerk or another employee that's working with him.
Yeah, he has a second employee.
As far as that was pretty, because we have some in other offices that are, I just feel like it was a big jump for one employee that you're, so probably maybe more discussion on that.
Yeah, that's why we sent it over to Cora to HR to figure it out, because I just thought.
Well,
that
some of them,
was
like,
the
when we
process.
looked at the comparables, because I think Chelan or Douglas, they were paying a lot more. And then when we looked into it, Grant County was actually paying more than what he was going to leave Grant County for he didn't realize. So
So we probably need to talk to Decorah about.
yeah, on that one. So that one is on hold for a bit. But I do believe, yes, he will have a supervisor. But with the core navigator, so we put that position in because we didn't have the core navigator. And now we have the core navigator back. And I didn't,
Right, we don't know how long she's
yeah,
gonna be there. Right?
I didn't know. We had the core navigator back until his update. And he said, I sent an email and we couldn't find the email where we were notified
Yeah,
of
'cause
that.
he's got her, and then he's got another employee, and then himself.
Mhm. And he does some coordination. So I'd like to wait on that just a little bit, do a little more research.
Okay.
But it is on hold till next week anyway. As far as the job description,
I
I
didn't
do.
see the one for, I didn't see the one for Barb. Oh, here, no, that's veterans.
That may have just been,
Was there another one for Barb?
I thought so. I think they were just clerk 2.
I think it was mine that you're thinking of.
Oh, was it yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's yours? Oh, you're moving to clerk 2?
I have started discussions with Kevin and Barb about potentially moving to a clerk 2. The job description updates for the deputy clerk, though, I think they got changed in between, like when Jerry left and when I got hired. But the way that it read before was that you had to be a deputy clerk 1 for 4 years and also have the certified municipal clerk designation to be promoted to a deputy clerk 2. And there was, literally one sentence as to what the deputy clerk 1 was, and that was just an entry level position. And there was nothing else about the deputy clerk 1. So I had worked with Barb and Decora and Kevin about getting that updated to maybe have clearer definitions between 1 and 2, and also maybe have more opportunities for growth from 1 to a 2. So I know
Aggressively doing the training, so you were moving right up there.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's already doing the job.
Okay, no, I think that was a recommendation from Jerry or Barb for the 4-year wait. I'm not sure which one made that. It could have been
Yeah, I
Jerry.
know, but she's
I
already doing that job.
and when I had talked to Barb about it, I think the intention was for it to be either the certified municipal clerk or the 4 years. But when it got typed out, it got put in as and, so it would have to be 4 years as the deputy clerk 1 and the certified municipal clerk designation. So I'm not sure if that I
When Jerry,
think that
was he a clerk too?
I think Jerry was a deputy clerk too.
Okay, that's probably, it probably is an and, because he did not do the, so yeah, we need to correct that. Thank you, Caitlin, for bringing that to our attention. I didn't know. And again, you have a team that you are clerking, that they really appreciate your fine skills, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We thank our lucky stars every day.
Well, I enjoy this job significantly more than I enjoyed McDonald's.
Okay, well, we are really happy to have you. So super excited to get moving over to Laserfish. I hope you can handle the baggage that you're training to transfer over.
I
may not-
think it'll be great.
It's like teaching an old dog new tricks, so.
And the Mythbusters proved that you can do that, so.
Okay. You have your work cut out for you. All right. It is 11:02. We are transitioning into the risk and safety coordinator update.
Good morning. Just wanted to give you guys an update on some claimed activity we've had since we last met last week. On 8/8, got an update from Public Works that one of our employees was backing the Packer. He realized the back door was open and he ran into a parked dozer. He thought he had enough clearance, but he didn't. And the door hit the dozer. Some minor damage, and they're fixing it in-house. We're not going to be turning it into insurance, but they just let me know. On 8/7, Sheriff's Office got a tort claim, which you guys got forwarded. I did turn it into WCRG. It's claim number 1774. It's for claims for damages from a DV call, domestic violence. We have denied it, so we're denying it, and they have sent the denial letter out to that individual, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I did talk to the PA's office, and they don't see any liability for us, and they don't think it's reasonable for us to accept anything for that. The owner of the home can either turn it into their homeowner, or they could have the renters turn it into their rental if they have renters insurance. On the 6th, we had Sheriff's Office again had a tort claim regarding claim 1710, which is from the gorge. So we're dealing with that. It's been ongoing for quite a while. We have attorneys dealing with it from the insurance company. On 8/5 with Public Works, they turned in 2 different claims.
A big day for them.
I know. I mean, they were minor, but they just let us know what's going on. I appreciate that. Not every department does that, but it's nice seeing what's going on. They were trimming trees, and there was thorns on the trees, and one of them went through gloves. They weren't leather, but the importance of having the right proper equipment. So, no, didn't go to the doctor, nothing like that. They were able to continue work, but they just still wrote it up, which I appreciate, so we can learn from it. So we'll make sure that they have the proper equipment. Also on that day, a different person got stung by a wasp. Got swollen up pretty bad, and they actually did go home for the day. They did take Benadryl. It did not work, but they did go home. And then they are okay now. On 8/4, Renew had to call 911 for a client that was having medical issues. The person did follow the ambulance and did stay with the client until their family came to the ER with them. So great job with Renew for taking care of their client and took care of them until family was there. We had a claim, new claim set up for 1772. L&I filed it to us for coverages. It goes back to a previous claim of 1703 Public Works claim. One of our individuals driving at Sagebrush crash, it was our driver that got injured. And so this is quite a while ago. He got hurt. It's one involving our dump truck. I can look it up to tell you the exact dates, but uninsured or a person driving hit our dump truck out on Sagebrush. L&I is coming after us for the medical stuff they paid for our driver. And so we're paying for it because we do have coverage. So it's normal. So that's what happened. So the WCRG set up a new claim for that, just for the person's medical of ours. So that is all the claims I've had. It actually was a busy week last week. Usually it's a lot less for claims, but really it's not too many new ones that will be turned into the insurance. So it's letting me see what's trending and things like that. So it's kind of interesting to see. Decorah, Gina, and I are working on the Lexipol policies. We are almost through the 600s. So we're making our way. So we have 600s, 700s, and 800s, and then we are done with the claim, policies. And then the review committee will finish them. And then as you saw, you guys are signing them as we're doing. So we're making our way through them. So we are moving through. So that's a great thing. And then I will be at the fairgrounds, working the fairgrounds, walking around and helping out however I can this week. So seeing what I can see if there's any safety stuff I can point out and correct and try to make it safer for us. And then as you saw, there was an email from the ADA thing I did. So everything was followed by policy and procedure. We'll see what the PA's office says.
I saw that. Thank you. It's really good. So we'll, okay.
You know,
it sounds like there's an attorney involved in that too, because there's just a lot of information in that.
Maybe, but the thing is, everything has been done correctly. I'm not concerned. I'm certified. I have all my training done. And so there's nothing that I think we have to do at this time. We'll wait till she does a public records request for my training documents and then we'll give it to her. So until then, we'll go from there. I'll work with the PA's office and everything like that. So we'll continue doing what we're doing. But other than that, but most cities, most counties have their risk manager or someone in that department as their risk manager. So, you know, we're not doing anything different. So it is what it is with that. So other than that, that is all I have. Is there anything you guys have for me at this time?
No. Are you gonna be out the fair all week or?
Yeah.
Popping in once in a while?
No, I'll be walking around. They got me a shirt that says Grant County Fair Risk Manager. They want me walking around. So, yep, I'll be there in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning for the debriefings, safety debriefings, and I'll be walking around the rest of the days.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
First fair, so it'll be fun as an employee.
You think it'll be fun until you get put to work doing something?
You know what? It is what it is.
We'll put you to work.
Oh yeah, I know that. So.
Okay, so you're kind of in training. Speak up, listen well, mastering communication and confidence at work. Jean Steele. So her training, Kim just sent it to me, is?
Yeah, tomorrow and Friday.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Friday? Okay.
Tomorrow and Friday. Part 1 is tomorrow and the part 2 is Friday. I'm like, well, it's during the fair. I will not be able to attend. So, yeah.
That time.
Yeah, bad timing. So I will not be there for those. I was hoping to be there, but I will not.
No, she's good. It is a hard week.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So you'll see me wandering around the fairgrounds, which will be fun.
Okay. Well, don't get too hot.
I
Do a slow wander on Tuesday because it's going to be hotter than heck. Actually, today is the busiest day there. Like Kevin should be there helping people get checked in. Monday is always the craziest.
Yeah. That's why Kevin's sitting here right now. He knows what's important.
Kevin's like, I'm missing out, I know. And for the record, I did say I will do whatever, because Rob's like, I'm gone, I don't care. I'm like, I will do whatever, Kevin. So I was surprised we had a full agenda. I'm like, surely Kevin's gonna wanna be out at the fair all day.
No, that was the last 6 years, I'm good. This is more important.
The hectic. And then Daryl, I made a misstatement that you were auditing the, you know, when you were looking for the pass, did you get a pass to go to the fair?
I haven't got anything.
Okay,
Who was supposed to give it to me?
You can
Who
just
was?
go to the fair office and I'll give you one.
and then you should have them give you a pass so you can park in front of the office, because
Yeah.
I'm looking at an email, Rob reached out to Jim to see if you did an audit. Jim reached out to the law family who does the kind of the accounting of that. They said, Daryl, to my knowledge, has never audited, but you do a visual. So I know you go there.
Yeah,
So-
my audit is reviewing the process that's used. The risks are taken. I suggest that actually be something that you'd be dropping in, just to say hi.
Oh yeah, I'll be there a lot.
Because
So why don't
of
you
all the
touch base
cash,
with Blair
all
too?
the cash is flowing through there. As
Yeah, why
well.
don't you let Blair know when you're there?
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, so I stated incorrectly that you were doing audits, so, because I know you've gone there.
It's not a audit as how
Okay.
accountings think
You
about
do a
it.
visual
I am
audit.
doing a review of
Well, I
processes.
just wanted to cover my bases because it sounded like I was lying and send out misinformation, so I'm just trying to clarify my statement.
Because when they do everything I asked them to do 20+ years ago, and continue doing it, everything's fine.
But things change now. And
Every year I gotta go see that they're still doing it the way that I've envisioned of.
Well,
And
you have-
they've actually made improvements to they've made it even
It
better.
is an entity that you are over, so financially you go to the office, get a pass and.
Well, I don't, it's just the parking thing.
Okay.
That
You
I
should-
can park right
shouldn't have
next
to-
to the fair treasure office that is in the middle back.
So take care of that with the fair office. I don't want to overstep Jim's.
Mhm.
Do you want me to send an email to Jim? I will send an email and I will CC you on it.
Yeah, let me know when you're going and I'll be there tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, but I'll be there quite a bit tomorrow for the next couple of days.
Yeah, you let me know. If they don't let you, let me
Well,
know.
I was also trying to see Carrie, it might be Thursday,
Okay.
because I'm trying to coordinate with Carrie
Have her come too.
to see what I do.
Yeah.
Which is just see the operation, see the money, see the underbelly
Might as well
of how
come
money
too.
flows and gets prepared and gets accounted for. Just trying to get her prepared to see that. So we're working on Thursday sometime, but I have to pick up 2 kids at 5 o'clock in Silk Lake.
Carrie, Carrie.
Mhm. Yeah, I just, and we're yeah, I said, yeah, because I just, wanted her to back up and see why we're so happy they've been doing it for so long, this family.
Yeah.
They're a very ethical family.
It's actually my sister-in-law's family.
They definitely, really make sure everything's covered, multiple people, things like that. So I'll just, send you an email, give you a time.
Yeah, just shoot me an email. My phone will be on me that has the email, so I'll have my county phone on me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to coordinate.
Yep.
With Carrie, if it's gonna be on Thursday, when she'll be available.
Okay, Daryl will be attending the Grant County Fair this week, probably Thursday. Carrie will also be attending so that they both can do a visual inspection / audit of the process. Okay, is that a, don't want to get in trouble for. Okay.
Okay.
Not being
Carrie's there
crystal
for a
ball.
lot of other reasons, so it's.
Okay,
she's-
well,
she'll-
you
she's
should
not
be able to
driving
get a
with me.
ticket.
She's there for enjoyment too. Since I can barely walk.
For
There's
enjoyment.
nothing enjoying of trying to walk. Even knowing all how the distances between all the bathrooms, that's too far a walk.
I think there's a bathroom right next to that building.
Yes.
Yeah, right around the corner. Okay. Is that it?
That's it for me.
Okay,
Now you go.
we are done with the risk and safety coordinator update. Thank you, Blair.
Yep.
We look forward to seeing you at the fair.
Yeah, see you there.
next week.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Rolling into the treasurer's office update. Carol?
All right. I got a response from PAX from a person who's the first time has ever talked to me in regards to my questions regarding TIFs. They think everything's working. They even sent me their manual of all the things that need to be done, and a lot of things can be done already that haven't been done. But one thing I found there was a grid in the manual that made it worse for us taxing districts having our money diverted. It was originally portrayed to us in the meeting at the port, and I went to the port and asked them, "Did you know this?" I said, "No, they didn't say this." That first we thought that the taxing districts will not gain any money, but they would not lose any money. That is incorrect. If your levy rate goes down, then you will get less money than your base year. And because the formula is to use it's the value that's the base and not the taxes you get from it. So whatever levy rate started last year, whatever base of taxes we got last year, it's not going to be that. We're not going to get that. If our levy rate keeps going down, we even get less money from this area to be used to pay for services. We don't even get to retain the revenues for these taxing districts that are diverting. And so I don't know if Melissa knows that or not. I don't know what research she's done. But that makes it harder. I sent an email out to Clark County, and they said, "Oh yeah, but remember everything that's outside the TIF, you get the benefit of that revenue." Well, that's not the point. If we're trying to gear a lot of new construction of large value increases to the TIF area because of this TIF, then we're not going to get much outside the TIF compared to what's going in. And so this is a revenue loss if our levy rate does not stay the same as the initial year of last year. So we'll have to see. And that's the question is unfortunately we haven't been given the data.
Okay.
And so I went to Chelan County Treasurer on theirs, and they weren't told that either. So commissioners now have a new reason to squawk. Because that'd be another reason is actually we're not getting new revenues to construction. In fact, we're getting less revenues.
So we couldn't have stopped this TIF.
We could have stopped it.
We could have stopped it. Just
No, we couldn't.
We can
Unless
do
we
a
stopped it
moratorium.
at the
Now we
state
can do a
treasurer.
moratorium.
If we stopped at the state treasurer's office and make the state treasurer, that's the thing is we need to find out what the criteria of the state treasurer to approve these. And we need to see it, and then we need to make it much harder. Or ask the state to do a moratorium. I think the state needs to do a moratorium to really talk about this. I don't think our legislators know.
My guess is probably not.
And so how do we stop this? We stop it with a legislative proposal to put a moratorium up legislatively, and to talk about how this law needs to change big time. That's my thoughts on how it needs to be attacked.
You just cannot exceed 200 million or 20% of the local government's total assessed value, whichever is less.
Yeah, their grid showed, they say $1 million and your rate was 1.25. So your initial year, you got 1.25 million on that.
The increment cannot cover the entire jurisdiction's boundary. So if, are they talking about the county jurisdiction or the port's jurisdiction? They
The
can't.
ports.
Okay.
The port definitely has a lot of property outside that.
So is assessed value, the assessed value is probably pretty close to 200 million that they're grabbing.
Right, but they had to remove REC because it put them over.
Mm-hmm.
And they had another plant that put them over as well, so they had to take out that. That's west of REC.
Is that the simple,
Oh, west of REC.
Well, REC, that's, okay, north, or sort of west, sort of northwest. I think was what the map showed.
I think what's north of REC.
Northwest of REC.
Are you sure it's not Sela that's across the way?
Be,
Was
right across the
it,
road.
is CeeLo west?
be
No, I
east.
felt they're east.
Because east is that side.
Yeah.
Correct. There's nothing behind.
Yeah, unless I'm thinking,
Gerald, let me pull up my map.
the Port District has a map on their side. So, yeah, I brought this up to the Chelan County Treasurer and he wasn't happy either. So he's gonna talk to his commissioners. And to me, for a short session, you need to have that right at the beginning because you're gonna have some ports that are gonna try to
But
beat
Sela
that
is in
line.
Guardian, right? Isn't that where,
Yeah, the old Guardian plant.
and you're talking north of east of?
Northwest. I thought REC was the most northern or most eastern large value that was not included, so.
East of it is Myers Industrial Park.
It would be east of REC across the road.
Yeah, so it's right here. Here's REC.
Okay.
Here's Sela. And the next thing east would be Myers.
Right, but I think the port website has a map.
Well, and the biggest thing that's coming in will be, is it CHS or Cynics or something? One of the fertilizer companies.
Yeah, I just, when I saw this grid, it finally dawned on me, because that's what the PAC software is based on. Based on us losing money. I said, is PAC software right? It's posing the question. Or is their grid wrong and but the programming doesn't match the grid? I was told the grid, look, there's nothing wrong with the grid. Well, I said, well, the grid is showing we lose money. If the levy rates go down. And in reality, levy rates will go down every year.
Who is Central Terminals?
That's Pam Myers.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole thing. And plus, if you have new personal property that comes with this, that lowers the levy rate.
Group
All these
14,
things,
But they're like down. Yeah, I don't know, Daryl.
all these things will lower levy rates. We won't have our levy rates be the same. So it means we get less money than what we got last year. And that, I just was going, this is worse than I thought. And so I think you need to have a talk with the legislators of this region. Ask them, were they aware of these impacts of this power that you gave to port cities and counties. That it, and how they can take away taxes and use taxes of other districts to pay for the infrastructure. I'd sure like to know if they knew that. We had Vicky go out on Friday to post a lot of mobile homes. She couldn't find the mobile home for the Keens, but it's there. It's on a private road. That private road on Elgin goes off to their property and to another property north of a house was landlocked and needed a road to get to that house in the back. So, but I don't think it's not a county road.
So that would be east of, take a left off of it on Elgin, go down.
You go,
Right.
they own a house on Elgin,
Right.
and
there's
just
another
just
house.
to the north of that is a roadway
Right.
that
And
goes
another house in the
that to
back.
Great East, which is this house, this mobile home, this
Right.
delinquent, and then north, and it curves like a cul-de-sac, and there's another house owned by someone else that's dependent on this dirt road to get to it. Then, so I don't know if if there's an easement, but there was a mention by the planning department or GIS that there was supposed to be an easement done and it wasn't done. So I don't know if this person who owns that other house actually has something set where they're allowed to get to it through this road.
So they may not even have access to their own property. Huh?
Right, well, yeah. That's the thing is, was it platted? What were the requirements of the plat? Do you have a picture up?
Working on it.
Okay. They're trying to say it's 2680 road G.7 and G.7 that close. That's why we're struggling trying to find it. So if we have a property, if you look under McKean and look under, and for something with Elgin, then that would be or it's 170687. Person number. 17.
It's on Elgin.
Elgin. Well, it's just off Elgin. Please go ahead.
Oh, I've got a different one.
Okay. Elgin,
So Elgin goes to the
okay.
west and then north again.
Right. Okay, so go up. Okay, go back.
Morning.
Rob says hi.
Okay, Elgin.
Okay, so apparently a short plat was supposed to have been done and it didn't.
Clear down.
Okay, so it must be up. No. Okay, so back down.
I'll say that you
Carol
got
was talking about a
Elgin
short
over
plat
here
that was
too,
not.
Okay, then go up here.
though. Goes further
We're
north.
caught up, so
Okay.
the short plat that was done is done.
All right, so, find one for under McKean.
Well, have a seat. Daryl, are you done and we can roll into
Yeah,
the,
just, it's just, why does your map look so weird compared to ones when we look?
Why is it on fair animal check-in day? It's 100 degrees.
Happens every year.
what's the temperature out right now?
I know, and then it's gonna get nice, like later on in the
So it
week.
must have been down here.
Hopefully no kids lose any pigs.
Well, it's supposed to be better tomorrow, but yeah, they should have cooler. And we have the hydrated coolers. We keep buying a few every year. And the vans and, I mean, the
It's
things
been
that the
getting them
animals
from
are
point
used
A to
to.
point B.
Yeah, and they start, I think they start at 1 o'clock,
Well, I'm
1
just saying,
on.
so this
They
is
can-
12, it's not a 12.
Is it at 1 o'clock?
No, I think they take
So
them
it must
like,
be way down here.
by now.
17.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't done it for a
because I know
while.
some people took them earlier. We always had to wait because Chris worked, so
Yeah, we did, well, whenever we could get them loaded up and in and.
we just like would put watermelon in
Sometimes
the
it'd be later
water.
in the evening and sometimes it'd be first thing in the afternoon, depends if we had help. Depends if we were bailing, it's usually right around bailing time, so whenever we were available.
Go this way, it's teal, but then McCain's live down here.
Okay, Daryl, it is 11:31,
go ahead.
can we finish that up? We are here with Missy for her weekly update or bi-weekly. Welcome, Missy,
Hello?
from the assessor's office.
We're just, we, of course, we finished up, new construction. We got everything physically inspected by the 31st of July. Now, I would say all but maybe 5% is entered. They're working on that right now. Most of them are back to entering in reval, and we're working on market adjustments so we can get out the change of value notices. Probably November. And then we'll hopefully just keep, like, time will be cut down each time. I do need to talk to Public Works about how they're billing for the cars, for
Okay,
the
yeah. it was
gas
similar.
and the
So I forgot
maintenance.
to talk to SWAT Help. So if your car is getting less than 10,000 miles, they're gonna charge you 10,000 period. So if you have 200 miles on it or whatever, they have to get $10,000 every year. So we actually had a list that was emailed to us. We have a lot of cars that are getting less than 10,000 miles.
Yeah, mine just depends on what reval we're in,
Mhm.
as far as,
So we thought maybe there's some software where the cars are just out in the lot and you go get whatever cars there. Just because I am so surprised, all the cars that we have.
Yeah,
That
too
each
many
department
vehicles.
has a couple cars and they're not,
Not getting used.
and so when you
because
need.
mine get used, it's just that there might not be, I mean, in a year,
year.
yes, but she's like, well, this month it's not, and it's like, wait a minute, I don't
No,
know.
it should be at the end of
Because
the year, it's 10,000 miles. or
That's
you
not how
pay.
they're billing.
Okay.
So I need to figure out how that's working.
So, yeah, that's,
Because on the years where we're down, like, we're gonna start South County, which is all Royal City, all Manawa.
you'll get.
Every
from
day. They're gonna be down there every day. And then it'll go Quincy, and then we're way up north every day. And yeah, the ones, like right now, we're in the Ephrata, Soap Lake. This is the one year we don't
Don't put a lot of miles.
put a lot of miles on it, but
But yes, but
I mean,
typically,
ag still gets a lot of miles on them, but those are old anyway, and we're getting rid of those, but. So I've got to figure out,
I will print
Did
it for
it
you right
change
here.
from last year?
yes, yeah, it did.
That makes sense.
We just have a lot of cars. District Court, the Prosecutor's Office, these are under 10. WSU Youth Services, Central Services, TS has a couple. Motor Pool, the Assessor, Planner, Youth Services, BOCC.
Mine changes every year.
Renew, Coroner, which I don't think anybody needs that. WSU Extension, Public Works, Central Services, Youth Services, 1, 2, 3, 4 more. WSU, Building Department, which is really close, Coroner, New Hope, The prosecuting attorney's office, renew, coroner. He's at 9,990, so he's super close. Building department, public works, central services, public works, youth services, assessor, New Hope, BOCC, sheriff. So this is a problem. We just have all these vehicles that everybody wants their own vehicle. And finally, public works says, we're charging you $10,000 a year, whether you use it or not. Because we just have to, we maintain it and have to pay insurance and everything.
So it's 10,000 a year that they're charging?
Mhm.
Okay.
Unless you're over it, if you have like 12,000 or whatever, if 12,000, you'll be paying, it's a little over $1.
Okay.
It's just, it's a great time for us to sit down and look at these. And maybe we'll have a lot of.
Well, a lot of
cars
them
that
don't
we
want
can-
targets. I've got to have targets on my cars. We've got to
Well,
announce
it is
that
a
we're
county
there.
car,
Sure,
it's supposed to
yeah.
be.
Yeah, we're just trying, because I guess juvenile has some vehicles that don't ever get used, and they just sit up there.
Oh.
And so they're,
I'm not
they're
sure
gonna
why
get
this
billed.
Well, I know when I got here, we had some that's what they did because they
Did you print this?
didn't require them to go out, but they're supposed to be out there physically inspecting, so.
These are all the cars
That's what
under
we do.
10,000 miles, so I think we as commissioners are gonna sit down and we can easily have extra cars sitting. I cut this list in half and have extra cars sitting around still, and they're talking about kind of a lockbox
Yeah, we're
where
gonna
you
have
can
it set up so
go,
you can check
or
it
a
out.
phone where you can unlock it. We'll do something, so you're not running around looking for a key from somebody. So I don't know what it's gonna look like, but, it's a lot of money. And I don't think the taxpayers appreciate,
Yeah.
I don't appreciate having this many vehicles parked, and I had no idea.
And then there's times of the year that we have to borrow from Public Works
Mhm.
because we don't have enough. That's just,
Yeah, we turned one of ours back, because
Yeah. You don't get enough miles, so.
more to come on that.
it just depends on what revale we're in. So,
Yeah, some are really close, the ones that are really close. Well, and Public Works has been really great about letting us use, like, they have a Suburban and the.
yeah,
Fierce
if
Unit.
I let them know,
So that's kind of what we
hey,
need to be doing.
we're doing new construction, there could be days where I have all my appraisers are out picking stuff up. We need rigs, we're scrambling, so.
Yeah, they typically have a few sitting up
Because
there.
I think we have some in the building department that are not overly utilized, so. And use services.
Well, yeah, because they probably only go out when they have a building permit that they have to inspect, so.
Yeah, so I think we could do some.
Cost savings.
Coordination.
Unless each department has a magnetic sign. And so then it's a sign that gets put on the car for that department, using same cars but put on a different sign on their car.
Well, I think you can check out the cars. I think the process would be, if you think you need it on these days, you just check it out so nobody else has access to it. So you have it. So I think that's where, but there's a software, and you're not running around at Friday afternoon if you need to take for the weekend or wherever, looking for somebody who has the key. I think it's already on your phone. You just walk up to the car, it will unlock, and then you can grab the key that would be in the vehicle somewhere. Guess until somebody stole it, so
Yeah.
we just gotta figure it out.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
could
but
bite you
there's
because we had a
software.
car that was throwing a stolen car code and it sat up at Just Ford for months.
Because they couldn't figure it out.
They couldn't get a new sensor for it. I don't know if someone tried stealing it out of there, but yeah, it was that Ford Focus out there.
Who had it been?
We couldn't put miles on it because Public Works had to tow it up there. It's like, okay. No, I think we were borrowing your rig actually for the longest time.
So
So-
we will work with need to have a meeting with all of our elected officials and department heads, and this needs to be something that we have buy-in from everybody, not just the commissioners. A great opportunity to exercise our camaraderie and take input from all.
Our cost savings plan.
That's all I got. I've got, yeah,
Okay.
working on projects, so.
It is 11:40. Thank you, Missy. Thank you, Daryl. We're in recess until 11:45. We have the fire marshal update. Good morning. It is 11:45. We are here with our fire marshal for our update for the week. Welcome, Nathan.
Good morning, thank you. Not a huge update. A lot going on this week. It's fair week, so my schedule is super wonky. I'm all over the place. Probably not in the office though, but out at the fairgrounds a lot and dancing and doing the public interaction out there. I got a bunch of stuff this year to talk to folks about as they meander through the commercial booth, and I bogart my way into the emergency management table. So that's where I'll be hanging
Okay,
out.
so you'll be at emergency
Hanging out
management.
with those guys. They don't know it yet, but they will when I show up there with my stuff. That's what happened last year. We're good buddies, so it's probably okay. Sorry, Kyle. Maybe next year, I'll get my own.
That'll be nice so that you can leave and somebody's with your booth and you're
Yeah,
not.
somebody stays with the stuff. So there's that going on. This weekend there's Base Canyon out at the Gorge. So that's gonna be busy out there too.
Do you go out there too for, are they doing fireworks?
So funny story. I was literally just on the phone with their operations manager out there, and there's been no permit submitted yet, application for this weekend. So the odds are very low that there will be any pyro at the Gorge this weekend. So he was made aware of that, and you know, it is what it is. The guys didn't get their stuff submitted to the pyro company, who didn't get it submitted to me. So
Can we do because they've done pyro.
Mhm.
Is it too late for the pyro?
So they're past the submission time
Okay.
to get it in, get it reviewed, and
How long does it need?
usually it's a 2-week window that covers.
Well, I'm just hoping I don't get a phone call today going, we need you to.
You
expedite
should, you should, because I've talked to their operations manager.
Or do they
already,
just light them off and not tell anybody?
And he knows it's probably not coming, so.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm actually halfway through the email that was coming out, and I looked at the clock and said, uh-oh, I gotta hurry. So, so I ran over here and I'll go finish the email and ship it off, and then they know in official form. So, yeah, other than that, fairly slow week. Didn't have any call outs this last week, which is good. I don't know if you guys have thought any more, or if you guys brought maybe Kevin, or if you looked at the meeting update from last week on those
I was just telling
position
them,
stuff.
they're, fire marshal asking for more employees. I just
You know, funny
casually
thing I
as I'm
heard
walking
about
over
it,
here.
where was it? I was at a meeting and I heard about it, outside of here.
Yeah, so.
News travels fast.
Yeah, that happened there, and that we have an opportunity, and I was just wondering if you guys have had any chance to discuss internally or make any decisions.
No,
on that
Kevin's,
or-
today is his first day back, and we literally have been back-to-back meetings, so.
Okay, very good. We'll check back next
Okay.
time. And see where we're at on that. But otherwise, yeah, that's what I've got.
Well,
for
and I
today.
don't even think, unless it's later today, if we have an HR update. I thought we had an HR update today. I only have part of my calendar.
1:30 to 2.
Okay. So I'm sure it'll be there. I'll,
Okay, good, very good.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll probably come up.
okay.
That's what I've got for today.
Okay.
All right.
Any questions for me?
No, we will let you get back to what you were doing.
See you out the fair, I'm sure.
All right, yeah, we'll see you out there.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you. It is 11:48. We are in recess until 1 o'clock when we come back for the position management review team.
I found this in.
Good afternoon. It is 1 o'clock. We are here with HR and others for the position management review team. Accounting and payroll and looks like Dell. Okay. Who do we turn it up? Okay, turn it over to you.
Whoever wants to go first.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me.
That we do.
Whatever works.
Dell's to save paper. I actually printed there's a slideshow that Dell put together. It's got 3 slides per page. So in this,
Thank you.
for Dell's, he's got a total of 6 positions that we're going to be discussing.
Are they, this is just one of them, one of the 6?
So each, you'll see
Wait,
attached,
okay,
attached,
fine.
there are three PMRT forms. One is for a crisis intervention specialist, the other one is a PCR, and then a peer support specialist. Peer support specialist is bargaining. The DCRs and the CISs, or the crisis intervention specialists, are both bargaining. You want to speak to the justification piece?
Sure, absolutely. So these positions are based on the changes for Washington State for mobile crisis. And so they've moved to a model of rapid response through mobile crisis. Last year, we set up the mobile crisis teams, and we have coverage from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. But then there's no coverage between that. So these positions are funded through the state, but are contracted with Carillon Behavioral Health. So they're funding these additional positions so we have 24 hours coverage for mobile response. The request for this is 2 designated crisis responders, 2 crisis intervention specialists, and 2 peer support specialists that are specific to crisis mobile response. And then in the presentation I did for you, it shows the split out of what funding Carillon is providing to support each of the positions.
So these are 24-hour.
Yes, these will cover the gap 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
So do they, right, crisis interventions, do they come in the office and work like your night
Yes.
shift or
Yep.
in your
We're gonna have them in office.
peer support specialist and
Yeah.
okay.
And the state's requiring a 2-person response, so that is gonna help with that. So every time crisis is responding, it's 2 individuals that are going out in the community.
Now, how does that work for people down in the south part of the county or up in the north part of the county?
So if they have to have a hospitalization, they end up coming to the ER, so we'll do that virtually. But our staff are traveling out to those areas, they're out in the community, and they're meeting them where they are. So they get called out in the middle of the night, they're gonna go out to Mattawa, they're gonna go out to Quincy, all the different places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you have funding, I'm assuming, for this, you just mentioned that it's some
Yeah,
of the Carillon.
The FTEs are completely funded.
Okay, well, I have no questions. I think it's great that we are addressing our behavioral health
I would agree.
concerns in the county, so.
Andy?
Should it be good?
Felicity?
Very small question, I'm curious. They both have the same title, but why do they have 2 different bands and one of them's represented, non-represented? Are they different job descriptions?
One's
Sorry, yeah.
designated.
This is a CIS, this is a peer support specialist. Different
Oh,
title.
that's what we call it. And then you have a
I was looking
designated.
at
What's the difference
that.
between designated and?
You're looking at this.
Yeah, those are-
Hiring manager.
Oh, that's I'm so sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. My bad. That makes more sense. Okay, never mind. We're good.
Cindy, you had a question?
No, it looks like crisis intervention specialist and designated crisis responder. Okay, so one's a specialist, one's a responder.
And those are.
Okay.
Any payroll?
No, it's okay.
For a peer support, they just have to be, there's no training, they just have to been in the
So
system somehow?
requirement is that they have a high school diploma or a GED. They have lived experience, and they need to be out of treatment for at least a year. And then they become a certified Washington State peer counselor. So those are the job requirements.
Okay, so they have to be, how do you get certified?
It's a training through Washington State that they provide for peer counselors.
Okay.
So it's like a 30-hour training that they go through.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. Thank you for doing that.
We'll bring it
Appreciate
back
you
at
guys.
my meeting.
Okay.
Decision.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the next one on the docket is a deputy fire marshal. This packet's a little bit bigger because it has 3 job descriptions. You're probably wondering why there are 3 job descriptions for one position, so I'll let Jim speak to the particulars on the justification, but essentially what we're aspiring to do is
Thank you.
resurrect a position that was archived from before. It was actually called the Chief Deputy Fire Marshal. And so we're changing the title, and that position started out as a band 14. So what we're doing is recognizing that that position would top out at a band 14, but there would be 3 different levels of the deputy fire marshal predicated on an individual's credentials or certifications that they have, so that we could also grow resources internally too, which would also be wise to do with regard to succession planning too, as well. So this was part of, Jim, I'll let you kind of take over on the justification piece, but it was planned for in the budget. So this is one that has been in the queue. We just haven't had time to get it done, and so we're now coming back to it, to get it done.
Yeah, so this was discussed last week as part of the development services update. So this fire marshal position, deputy fire marshal position, is also the equivalency on the building side as a building safety specialist 2. And if you recall, we have building safety specialists 1 and 2. So effectively, if you look at it, it would be similar to a building inspector on the building side, but for the fire marshal's office. So this person would be tasked with going out into the field and conducting the fire inspections for new commercial installations, and also the annual inspections for the transient residence program. And as Dan said, there is a progression, stepping through, at 1, 2, and 3 based off of the certifications that they receive throughout their career. So we do have an internal candidate that would step into the position once approved, and they would be at a step 1 in this particular case.
I'll let Jim correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe when last week when Nathan was presenting, he had a few positions that he was speaking to or talking about. And with regard to this deputy fire marshal, the intent, ultimately what in a perfect world, we'd like to hire 2 people. But the plan in this PMR form is specifically to hire the internal, or to post internally, I should say, first, to try to fill that position internally if possible before going external. So it's just for 1 FTE at this time.
Okay.
And I would add that the position also is a plans examiner, so they would be doing fire plan, building permit review as well.
I do not have any questions, so it's just 1 new position.
So there's 3 different job descriptions.
For 1, 2,
Other than the change in pay, how are
The distinguishing characteristic, is on the required qualifications. There's certain certifications that a level 2 and 3 have that a level 1 doesn't. So to go through that 3-step progression, the person has to have meet the certification requirements. Correct. Yeah.
All right.
So for an entry level, they have a certain.
So these are what's different.
Well, so yeah, they have, for an entry level, the ones that are required, they have a certain amount of time that they have to. Is that the one that you're holding?
This is yeah. I'm just thinking in terms of our compensation survey and how we're structuring those. Those things are built in.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I was looking at.
Yeah, so it's a good question. So for the entry level, like an example, the International Code Council Fire Inspector, when you have 1 year, you get that from time of employment. But the expectation is for level 2, you should already have it on top, and then on top of that, there's some other required certifications like that.
Are we thinking about adding a deputy fire marshal 2 or 3?
Not at this time. So the internal candidate right now is only qualified to be a 1. He does not possess the additional certifications that would make him eligible for a 2. But right now he currently sits as a building safety specialist 2, which is banded at a 12. But you'll notice that the deputy fire marshal 1 is banded at 11. So if he were to, we post internally, and if he were to step into the deputy fire marshal 1, he would be stepping back in pay. So it's my hope that he hustles and gets certified so that he can step into that 2 position. But it's our intent right now to only have 1.
But he would currently be doing, this employee is currently reviewing,
Reviewer.
What's that?
he's a plans examiner.
He's a plans examiner as well.
So he
Yeah.
would continue to do I would hate to roll somebody back. I would like to just, I mean, to me, if it's somebody internal, this is where we lose and,
We don't lose a good employee, just
Yeah,
over $1 an hour.
and we've had long discussions about that. Like I said, I fully expect that he will become certified to be eligible for the 2. You know, his passion is, so again, currently he's a building inspector, and he's a fantastic building inspector. He's great with our customers, but his passion is fire. You know, he's a volunteer firefighter for the city of Ephrata. This is where he wants to be. He wants to be in fire.
and you're still utilizing him as plans examiner. I would really hate to roll him back.
Yeah.
I would just leave him where he's at. Can you do that?
And it's not, you know, it's not.
It's a
We can do anything, right?
no, because it has to go, is this a union position? Is this
It is a union
Okay.
position.
Well, they're not gonna complain.
We don't have, usually when you're taking an additional duties, you usually are paid more. Rarely is there a decrease, so that's, I guess.
Right. However, it would be, I mean, the class or the family starts at a lower amount, and because he doesn't meet that qualification.
Okay.
Can you start him at a higher step? Is he get paid beyond this rate, like the highest?
Yeah, he could get started at a
Higher
higher step within that band if he applies and if he is the one that is selected, then you
Yeah,
can
and
look at
just-
placing the person
I
in a
just feel
higher
like we-
step, given their.
He's already doing a component of it, so why would you decrease the salary to add additional duties? Because he still will, or this position is still, so that's, I guess, where we're gonna require you to do the same amount of work, but we're gonna pay you less. Add to your duties.
Well, and that is really if that person wants to do that, that's their option, you know, to take a less pay in order to get in the right band
The
or
right
the
groove.
right position that they want to get into and build a career rather than more on the building side. But we can take a look at.
What we're hoping is, I mean, this person has the knowledge. It's just a matter of taking the test. So if these are approved, what we're hoping is again to post internally where they can see, you know, all of the requirements for a 1, 2, and 3, and then they can make that decision whether or not they want to apply or apply themselves to take the test or communicate that they'll take the test within, you a certain amount of time, and should they be selected, then we can make that decision. Because I agree, there's no sense in going backwards.
And just as a reminder, we look at positions, not people. So position is this type of work. This isn't the type of work the person's doing. Back to Jim's point and Decora's point about the person would have to apply for it if they were interested in this type of work. It's very much separated. So if they wanted to apply, that's what we would have to look at. But
Thank you for saying that, Gina. That's a good point.
I look at good employees and experience
yeah, and
more than money. I mean, I think.
yeah, and in the application review process, those are things you look at is the experience, the qualifications. If this person applied, Jim has that inside knowledge about their work product. And so all of those factors go into placement when you make an offer. But in setting up the position, it's important to separate the employee from the position.
So I would anticipate if this person is hired, applies and hires, the department would be coming back to you to be able to place at something higher than a step 3 within that band 11. Is that accurate?
Okay, more to come on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for.
Okay, payroll.
3 did like come with the salary range. Are you guys still deciding that?
We just didn't put it in there.
No, it's because that band isn't on the compensation.
It's not on our
okay,
comp chart yet.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that.
No, it was good.
Okay. Okay, budget, Mandy?
I assume there's been salary savings from vacant positions to cover the position?
Yeah.
Okay. Bring it back to the HR meeting. Anything else from anybody?
We did forget public comment part of it.
We don't have public
Oh,
comment
we don't have
on.
public
We don't
comment
need
in
that
this
today.
one. Not yet. 1:30
Okay.
will be my meeting and then we'll have public
We'll have
comment.
public comment. So we are good. Okay, it is 1:18. We are in recess until 1:30 when we have our HR update.
Dan.
Thank you, Dan, for submitting
did
stuff
he-
in HR.
The DCR stipend, we built it out. I just
Good afternoon, it is 1:30. We are here with Gina and Decora for our weekly HR update. Welcome. We have an open forum for public comment. We have 5 minutes. Do we have any public that would like to comment?
You have one attendee online, Jim. I've given you the ability to unmute if you have any public comment related to the human resources update. I believe that is no.
And Jerome is here, but he has opted not to, he has no public comment for this meeting. So we will move, turn the time over to HR for their agenda.
Okay, thank you. Item number 1, labor relations. I am going to ask for an executive session. And I think we'll do 10 minutes, please.
Okay,
Sorry,
we'll go to
Jerome.
executive session from 1:31 to 1:41. We'll go 1:42. 1:42 for negotiations, RCW 42-30-144A. So we have 1:31 to 1:42. Okay, it is 1:52. We are out of executive session. We did not make any decisions in executive session, and we have no decisions to make outside of executive session.
Correct. Okay, so second piece that was not needed in executive session is our solid waste contract is here and ready for your signatures. Yay. Only one more to go after this.
I just spelled my name wrong.
So we can start it all over for 26. What was spelled wrong?
My name. I think I said the C-I.
Oh.
The C and the I in the end went together, but I didn't want to.
I know, don't scare us.
No, me. Do look closely.
Okay, much time here. Item number 5.
Okay, Kevin has them, just FYI, don't lose them.
Okay, Kevin has them. We'll track them down. Veteran Service Manager, we worked on updating that job description. Kevin and myself and Barb, I brought it to last week through PMR to the board, and there was a hold on it for this week. Cindy, you had asked for, you wanted to talk to Kevin
I
about
think, yeah,
that.
we have it on 2 weeks. We're not making a decision until, oh, I think it's on our agenda. We held it for 2 weeks.
Oh, was it 2 weeks?
Yeah, because, oh, maybe with us to talk about it for a week.
For when Kevin was back.
Yes, when Kevin's back, but Rob is back,
Not Rob.
so it's not
Okay, so
on
we're
our
holding it.
agenda. So we held it for 2 weeks, but,
Okay.
and I, like I said, I mentioned to Kevin, I was trying to update Kevin in our update
Okay.
that it's, he doesn't manage the, what was that position? The
navigator.
The navigator, but he does have an employee.
But he does have an employee and he is doing a budget within your budget and has an office.
So more to come on that.
More
one.
to come. We will hold it. Okay. Today you heard Renew's requests for a total of 6 FTEs, 2 DCFs.
Renew is actually easy because they have their own funding and they are getting far more funding than everybody else.
Amazing job.
Yes. So do you, are you
I have
prepared
no
to?
questions with moving forward on that.
Both of you are yeses?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. And the development services, you also heard that one today. Are you prepared for that one?
Yes, and I think my one concern on that is, and I mean, I understand you wanted it's a position, not the employee, but if we have a position, an employee that would take on additional duties, we'll still be utilizing them to do the plans review, which is critical.
You're doing the fire part of it, yeah. The fire plans.
But yes.
Yes.
Oh, so but they still do plans review in the building the building department.
You won't anymore, will you?
No, he
Oh,
will be
see, I
doing
thought
fire plans separate, it will be separate from
Okay,
what
see,
he's
I thought
currently doing.
he's doing, they still utilize, so in the positions before, which would have been they still would do building. Okay.
Yep,
So we would no
separating that
longer
out
be doing
some.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
I have to do that.
okay, the plans examiner.
And I will double check that wage,
Because if it's
just to make sure that there's no going backwards.
Okay.
If we can.
But if, yeah, I was thinking it was examiner, plans examiner for building. I didn't realize it was.
How are you?
Yeah.
I'm doing good, thank you.
Do you need another week? Do you want more information on
No,
it
I
or?
think that, I'm sure Jim will be more than fair on that one, but I just didn't backtrack.
Okay, so move forward on that one. Okay. We'll do it. Well, we got it all done.
Okay, it is 1:56. We are in recess until 2 o'clock.
Good afternoon, it's 2 o'clock. We're here in the commissioners meeting, ready to get started. Rob, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right.
You want to run it or you want me to?
I don't care.
If I got good service, I can go.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, it is 2 o'clock and we are here for our weekly commissioners meeting. I'll now call the meeting to order, begin with open forum for public input. 3 minutes per person, 15-minute time limit. Do we have any public comment?
You have 2 attendees. One is Carrie, who is just online. If you have any questions, she said she does not have any public comment. You also have Jim online. Jim, I've given you the ability to unmute if you have any public comment. I'll take that.
They didn't have to wait.
We're going.
We're already on.
All right, since there is no public comment, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye, motion passes. Agenda is approved. Do we have any emails, letters of support, correspondence that needs our attention?
I emailed the commissioners earlier. We got a phone call from Chris Reese with Reese Law Firm. The Port of Mattawa recently just had a second commissioner resign. They would like to start the process of county commissioners, appointing Port of Mattawa commissioners, so they can have a quorum to conduct.
They need one ASAP.
Chris did say that they are trying to solicit some applications from people.
I believe they had a couple of people that were gonna run for the vacated position, so they need, they'll probably, at least we can get two, and then they can do the second or the third member.
So how soon do they need that to happen?
It says soon as possible.
They can't do anything. They can't pay vouchers. They can't do anything until.
Have any idea who these people are that want to run? I didn't hear when we were down at that meeting.
Yes, yeah, I do know.
Should I reach out to Pat and Boss and get us some names?
Yeah, I think they're already on, some of them are already on the ballot to run, so I don't know. We could probably temporarily, we just need a second one. And then on the third one, we probably need to do our homework on this one. So Glenn Leland resigned today.
How many open spots do they have?
Two. Now they have two vacated spots. So
And they have 2 people running or more than 2 people running?
2 people running. I just don't know if they're in area. So currently they're talking to the elections office right now about how to proceed.
Okay.
But I'm sure we need to move sooner than later. So possibly Monday. Yeah, because they can't do any work until.
Yeah, once they tell us if those 2 running are able to fill vacant seats, then we could move forward.
Okay, and we may have, if that's. Okay.
So do we need a special meeting for that?
I think it can be on next week's agenda.
Just on consent, like.
Because they just, I don't know if they had a meeting today or probably.
Is it done like boards and committees appointment?
They would probably give us a recommendation of the 3 people, then we would either appoint or interview or they have 2. Yeah, we just need to probably appoint 1 so they can move forward on it, and then we have some time for the other.
So the commissioners do you guys want to reach out to Chris and your contacts to learn more about these individuals, or would you like staff to reach out?
I've actually just been in contact with over the port, so.
I just messaged Pat Boss. He's in the know down there. So
Yeah, so today at 11:55, I was contacted so it must have just happened. So they're working on it. More to come. The fun stuff that we have no idea what our next step is. I love appointing elected officials.
we'll figure it out.
9, that's how many I've appointed. Like prosecuting district court judges, state representative. It's terrifying. Okay, more to come on that. Rob, do you want me to take over?
Well, I'm good. I'm just waiting. We can move on to roundtable.
Roundtable?
Have any roundtable items, Caitlin or Barb?
I do not have anything. Barb is out sick today.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay. Do commissioners have anything for roundtable?
No, we were both down at the Gorge over the weekend, and we didn't get to see our presentation down there. So kind of waiting to see what that looks like for the sewer system and plans down there.
Gotcha.
They
Nice.
said they have a really good working relationship, the new manager, David Strauss, with our sheriff's office. So thank you.
Good. Any other items?
I can't think of anything.
Hearing none, just let you know it's super hot outside.
And it's freezing in here, literally.
Well, I'll trade you.
So,
What is the temperature? Isn't it supposed to be 99?
It's like 98 right now.
I was off a degree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I kind of took a shower. Okay, well, are there any items that are going to be held or any that are going to be removed this week?
I did reach out because I thought we were interviewing. The sheriff's office had one that they are looking for a lateral transfer out of state travel to go to Boise, but they're actually doing the background interview with the facility, the coworkers, those that he worked with, not with the individual. So I wasn't quite sure just how it's worded. It just seemed a little, why aren't they coming up here? But all is well there.
Okay. The others look pretty standard.
Yeah, the other one, apparently, according to Caitlin, our office signed the Washington State agreement with Purdue. So we just need to, it's more of we're a week behind approving. We're a week ahead of signing, so we will, FYI.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. Good.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items 1 through 17.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda items 1 through 17. I did have number 11, the out-of-state travel. Just I want to make sure that somebody will be in the office because we've had the office closed down for the fairgrounds for the out-of-state travel, if they're going to take the whole office.
It looks like Jim was not included in that one.
Well, sometimes he does his own, so I just.
Gotcha. You want to hold that one week?
No, I just want to verify that somebody will be in the office if.
There's one other person that works in the office too besides
Okay.
these three. I think we're covered.
Well, sometimes I think we're covered too, but I just want to make sure. I'll shoot Jim an email to verify.
Okay,
So there's been a motion. I made the motion.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Going once, going twice. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Consent agenda items 1 through 17 are approved as presented. Do we have any walk-on items today?
No. I should have said that. We're like, no. I think we're good.
All right. Well, Caitlin, please stamp my name. Sorry, guys, for not being there. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
All right, go find somewhere cool.
Yeah, not till about 9 p.m.
Thank you for coming, Sheriff's Office.
I did have some comments when we were down at the concert Saturday about you guys, the sheriff's department. They were real happy about what you guys did down at Sunland, and they were definitely praising you. So we appreciate that.
Well, we'll take those when we get them. Let's get seeing Mr. Ravers.
It's not every day.
No.
And I will say, I had one of your sheriffs show up down at my house on Saturday or Sunday, because some idiot decided they were gonna throw garbage all over Otmar Road in Cochrane. I mean, I left my house and there was these garbage bags strung all the way down the road, all the way down Otmar up the hill to Cochrane. I couldn't find anybody's name on any of it, so it all got picked up. He was very thankful. Nice kid. So.
You guys gonna be at the fair all week?
Well, I'm not gonna be like Robin,
Probably
sit
not
out there
every
all day long.
Oh.
We don't have AC in our wait, Commissioner's don't even have a place.
I'll rent you a quarter in ours.
We can go, okay, well, maybe, because it's a long day when you're just loitering out there. I used to have my motorhome, but it's like, when you don't have a place to stop, it's a long day.
Oh, it is. It's a long week.
Are you going out there?
Oh, yeah, every day.
Youth
through
Services
Saturday.
will also be there, so I was kind of excited that they'll be.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting, between us, Seattle's finest, Mosley PD. I mean, there's probably gonna be 30, 40 uniform cops out there. So you're definitely gonna see them and feel them.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have anything to worry about. If it's anything like spring fair, you guys walk around.
You gotta press that shoulder. Them hot with those things.
Did you see more people in your life that high five you instead of shake your hand?
You know, I go around high five with everybody.
That's good. See how happy he is?
Okay. I just set Jim.
See how they here?
Office needs to remain open.
Sit over here.
Needs to remain open to the public. Okay. Set that to Jim.
Okay.
Sometimes we just assume, yeah.
If I'm clear,
Yeah, you going out?
no.
No? That's one place you're not gonna go? Have a good day.
Thanks, Jerome.
AP badge.
Is that one of the favor? You're going tomorrow?
Two sets of glasses.
Son.
It's the minutes.
So far, so good. I'm pretty sure I picked it up.
Someone. Oh.
He was sick though, he was out sick.
Rob.
Oh.
Invoices from Cooley Creative.
Your favorite board member, Pam.
So,
She was at the concert too.
oh, invoice, I need your initials on, sir. It's the invoice for
Okay, I should say your
Quadient.
favorite board member, because they're all your.
Yes.
Lively conversation.
It's the request for Barb to DocuSign. It's nice.
And then she was gonna reach out to Cora about doing some, like a major assessment of.
We had already had Blair review that request for the mid-year review of the contractor. And he had, his recommendation was not to do one unless there was something about her performance that said that there should be one. Just because he had said that opens the door for potential litigation if you have a future marketing manager that is contracted that does not get regular performance reviews.
She's new, so, I mean, they've never done it.
They have not.
Somebody, so, no, I think she would. Anyway, she's working with HR. Who do you have a form for that?
For the,
You mean to have that
Whatever
flipped
that
over?
review.
yeah, all flipped over. You testing
I
me?
don't even know if it's like.
It's almost like a keeping. Yes, they had, and I guess when they reached out before, the chair and the vice chair, they had asked about doing a performance review.
I don't think it's a
and-
performance review, I think it's just thinking about a status review, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it could be, but Decorah has that stuff. She, send her over to Decorah.
Sounds good.
Just keeping you in the loop, and it is your board.
Yes, that's the first that I'm hearing of it going to human resources.
No, she just had the form for them. I'm like, that would be really good. Like, do you have a form or is it, I'm like, that would be HR for the boards and committees and, so she popped on over. Or was one table over, so she popped over.
There you go.
I'm sure you'll find out more. is 2:16.
Oh, just in time.
Unless you have something, Tom, I was just gonna go into recess.
Okay, no.
It is 2:17. We are in recess until our next scheduled meeting.
HR might be in here.
Next week.
Round them off.
No, we're not.